Hey, big boy.
Hey.
Hi.
Everyone's here.
Oh, hey. We're all here on time.
I don't even know how you did what you did.
What'd you do?
I landed there's like a shock on my ankle because
Ankle shock?
they're all
Damn.
shattered.
They were
hate
like,
it.
should we
Gotta
just
hate it.
start? And I was like, yeah.
These are the ones I found.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Oh, I asked for these. Hey, welcome to Off Topic.
Hi.
I'm Jeremy. That's Alfredo. That's Matt. That's Trevor.
I'm Trevor. I've been Trevor and I will be.
And this episode is brought to you by Blue Apron Movement and Quip. We'll talk about them later. That's why I wanted to.
You nailed him just right out of the gate.
Yeah, well, you gotta. There you go.
I'm busting my ankle.
I'm old, man.
Are you?
Only broke one ankle.
He's got arthritis.
That's how you
Thank you,
prove you're
Matt.
youth. You kind of go. And then when you break one ankle, you go, wow, see, only
I only broke one ankle.
Break my ankle, fall down, then bust my hip. That's how it goes.
It's weird to have 4 people. I feel like we're empty and it's naked.
want me
You're
to
so
be-
far away.
I know.
I think
you want me to
Jack
be
is on
closer
his
to you?
way, isn't he?
You're perfect where you are at any given time.
I would like for you to move the fuck over.
Hold on. Don't let him talk to you that way. Also, Jack's here.
See, Jack's there. God, just roasted me for no reason.
Yeah, Matt got roasted by the cam ops.
Ryan's eating in the
Ryan in
shadows.
the shadows, dude.
Can we whip that number 2 over to Ryan in the dark?
Yep, he's got his can of Diet Coke and he's snacking away.
Thank you, Cody. There we go. Spotlight.
Gone now.
We have a spotlight for him.
Gone now.
You sure you want to jump on, Ryan?
I mean,
Shot.
for the audience, for the audio listeners, he is eating in the dark. For the audience watching, those lights weren't on. Cody ran and turned those on. It was way creepier before.
It's
Look more like that. On.
Cody,
turn
can you
them
kill the
off.
lights? I know Cody's doing the.
it was kind of like that. It was a bit like that.
All right, Dracula.
Hold on, here go the lights. Cody's on yet.
Troubleshooting.
That is what we can see.
Cody. Cody's doing 2 jobs today. He's
I
like,
wanted
he's
to
running back
drink
and
your
forth.
Diet Coke.
I want your calorie-free soda.
And just like last week,
What happened last
if you're
week?
watching live this week, you're not. Whereas this is pre-taped.
yeah,
Did we say the sponsors already?
yes, we
Yeah.
did.
All right.
If you're watching live, you'll notice it's earlier than normal because we're streaming Vicious Summer. If you're watching live
Vicious
today,
Summer game came out this week.
it's going 3 p.m.
Go buy
to 9 p.m. Central Time. We gonna have some fun. It's like wild and crazy kids out here. You know, we're all gonna put on our team colors. You know,
Oh, I got
Bro,
my
I'm
Cheesebutter
gonna-
jersey.
I'm putting
Oh,
you
yeah,
in-
my esports jersey.
I'll put you in purple.
I'm not here. I'm not in the country.
I know you're not, but
But you'll
in
still be
here,
in the team.
but in here,
I'm swimming.
You swimming?
I'm finna swim.
You've been for sharks.
have you talked about that? You talked about where you're going?
I think so, yeah.
That's
I
exciting.
talked about it last week.
You should slather on that sunscreen, not because you're bald, not because you're white,
But also because I'm bald and white.
but because of those things.
not because you're bald, not
But
because you're white,
because-
but mainly because you're bald and white.
I went to Cancun last year, and you'll sizzle up.
Yep.
Okay,
you do.
you're
You fry.
a little bit closer to the sun, and it's just enough to really just burn.
Take
you.
that sunscreen, you toss it right off the boat, you look straight directly into the sun. Today.
And you say, take me!
Just stare at the sun unblinkingly, and what you'll leave is just a sizzled outline on the sand.
Yeah, it's like
where
when you see
you used to
the,
be.
the nuclear reaction, like the explosion. It's like the dusted shadow of you.
I think Gavin asked us something about your podcast, but I don't know if there was ever a straight answer. Can you tan your eyes?
No, but you can get them
Well,
real nice
look,
and bloodshot.
Why would you want to?
I don't. Well, that's not the question.
Wait,
Okay, all right.
you can do 2 things.
Is there?
Bloodshot.
like,
I can
color dye
flick
on
them
them?
both and get them nice and red. Pop, pop. Or you
Is that a
can.
threat?
No, I say I can. I didn't say I will. Or I've seen people do this, and it's very risky because you could go blind. You can tattoo them, and if you want
can
to
tattoo your
if you
eyes.
want to
I've seen
tattoo it tanned white guy color, you can go for it.
Dude, just go to the guy that, Vin Diesel went to.
What,
Riddick.
Oh.
He's got his eyes,
Yeah.
so you can see the dark. So
That
no
was
one sneaks
real.
up behind him and wrap the butt. You know what I mean?
I've seen people be
What
passing
do they do?
right by that. I saw that exit on the highway and kept driving. I was just like,
Vin
let me keep
Diesel
going.
was just early onset cataracts, really.
Riddick.
But I've seen like those eyeball tattoos before, and never once have I seen one and gone like, wow,
That's
look
appealing.
at that. It looks
Yeah.
like They almost drew a fish. Like, that's like what those look like. They're never good.
Or like
Eyeballs,
like a
yeah.
heart.
I've seen ones that are
yeah.
just color, but then I've seen people draw little pictures.
Oh, I've never seen pictures.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
only seen like injection because when I watched it, it was in the early days of eye
None of it
tats,
sounds good, right?
and it just
It
bled
doesn't
out.
sound great.
Yeah,
It just went
well, that's the
bleh.
thing. They try to draw stuff, and the lines like bleed like you're using a really wet marker on
Like
paper. So it's
watercolor.
Like watercolor.
Yeah.
Sounds like eyes being described as wet marker.
Cross. So when you look up, it just says "Praise Jesus." You know. Oh, the fun we have. Did I ever tell you folks, the fine folks here at this table,
No.
about the hemp-selling, organic, egg farming Uber driver I had one time?
Holy shit.
Isn't that every Uber driver?
I think you did. Tell us about
Your
your
guy.
Yeah, well,
your whatever loving.
I like to
lover.
keep it that way.
I just happen to remember this today. I don't know why. I think about this person fondly every time I get an Uber driver. And it was the shortest Uber drive I'll ever have, but it was the most memorable. I was stuck in Indianapolis. I was coming back home. This was weeks ago, maybe months ago. And this was back when American was like, a lot of flights were just canceled.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if anybody at home was like traveling during that time, but like there's a lot of things happening in Dallas with a lot of canceled flights or whatever. So I'm like, the airport's quite far from home. So I just went to the hotel real close to the airport and just like got the next flight out, which was like 5 a.m. or something. So I wake up at 4 a.m. and I had snuck my name onto the bus list because like they cut some family, because there's only so many slots and you have to reserve them. And it was
Yeah. And
yeah.
some
They had
family
a free,
walked.
They had a
Like
free
a shuttle.
Yeah, there was a free shuttle. And someone just put their name and then drew an arrow down as to say, my family will take up 5 spots. I'm like, greed. Just kind of snuck
So
my
you
name.
just extended said arrow.
I became part of his family. And just hoped, you know, that they wouldn't all show up. I counted the heads. They all showed up, and I was like, "Listen, I don't want a 4 a.m. kerfuffle here. I'm just gonna get an Uber.
Kerfuffle?
It's the word of the day.
4 a.m.
I'm just gonna get a driver. All right, and I don't know what kind of characters you get in the middle of almost the middle of nowhere, Indiana, at 4 a.m. But she was a character.
Really quick.
Go ahead.
Why did you think that not all the family would show up?
Oh, it wasn't about the family. It was about the 5 other randos. I was wondering if
okay.
they
I was
would
just
show
trying to
up.
figure out, like, oh, we don't need the son this week. You
Yeah.
can just stay. Forget
There
it.
was our
maybe he
son,
does.
Mrs. Trevor, like dressed like
It's me.
That's how Home Alone started.
So she whips up into the parking lot, and I go,
What kind of car was it?
probably, let's see, what was it?
Was it a Prius?
No.
90% of
That's
Ubers are
shocking.
Prius.
Yeah,
isn't
that
it?
It was,
not a Prius.
yeah, it was like a black Volkswagen Golf.
Okay,
So it was,
smaller
you know,
car.
yeah. She whips up in there, and I'm like, deuces to all the people on the shuttle, because I'm like, I'm gonna get there minutes before you. So like,
Right.
good luck. And I sit like, well, I open the door and I do the thing where you're like, oh, are you here for Trevor, or is your name Claire, or something like that? Like,
Right.
'cause are you my driver? Because you want to link up, you don't want to get kidnapped and realize, oh, I'm 5 miles down the road and my Uber driver just got there, you know. So
Unless you want to.
Well, I mean, yeah, I take the risks.
It's an
yeah,
adventure.
that's like
Yeah,
a
it's
Tinder
exactly-
situation
Yeah,
or something.
Present yourself.
So I open the door and I'm like, "Hello, is your name?" And as soon as like I start talking, she's like, "Are you Trevor?" I'm like,
Oh shit.
like, she was like fed up already. I was like,
This bitch crazy.
"Yes."
That's yeah,
Are
that's a red
you
flag.
so and so? And she just didn't respond. She's like, "Get in." I'm like, "Yeah, the plate checks out, the car checks out. I'm getting it. I
She's
get
got
in."
4.5 stars.
Yeah, she's like 495. She's top of the scale. So I throw my bag in there and I sit down and I'm greeted with this sign on the back of the headrest. The way it was hung, thumbtacks.
Nice.
In the seat?
It was
Yes.
It was like a
God.
3rd grade art project, where you got word art and like
Macrame.
the fonts are all over the place and the margins are shifted. It was
Also
weird.
known as a ransom note.
Right.
Luckily, the letters weren't cut out of magazine, but so all the rules of the car, all right, are stated very clearly.
Oh no.
How many rules were there?
There was like 10. There was like 10.
Oh, the 10
And-
car
Commandments.
Yes, the 10 commandments of Uber. So, thumbtacked into her cloth seats, I start from the top. Welcome Uber/Lyft driver. And I'm like, great. No loyalty in this car. She could be
Right.
She could be from anything.
Double agent.
Double agent. Next line, the most worrisome. You will be recorded.
No.
Over the course of you will be surveyed while during this ride or whatever. Basically saying there's a camera in this car. because like
Okay.
you legally have to clarify that. And so I'm like looking around.
Where is it?
There is
it's
no
in the sign.
It's in the
The
thumbtack.
Owen recorded.
Yeah.
The lens.
There was no camera to be seen. So I'm like, but what my eyes did catch really tickled me. I saw hanging, because that's where the camera usually is right on the dash or right on the rear view mirror. There was a dangling plastic toy sheriff badge. It was very clearly a toy sheriff badge. And I'm like, okay, she has a very firm way of speaking. She's got her rules. She could be an ex-cop. Her husband could be an ex-cop. You know, no judgment there, but very clearly that's a toy.
From a carnival.
Like
Toy
Woody,
Story is a big franchise.
right? Like Woody popped up and put his badge.
There's a snake in my car.
So I'm like, this is great. We're already halfway there. This is a very short drive. We're on the way to the airport, and I'm going through the rules. It's like, no eating, no drinking. Don't throw up in this car, or you're gonna owe me like a $400 cash fee before I drop you off. Just
Do that?
Just
People throw up in Ubers all the time.
It's just like your basic
fucked up.
rules,
Well, no, I
right?
mean, not throw up an Uber. You can throw up in an Uber, but I mean, like, can you collect a $400 fee before you get out of the car?
They would collect it from Uber.
It's usually in the app, but she was like, if you don't tell Uber, I won't. But you're gonna give it to me. Like I'm gonna profit off your vomit because she has to clean it. Whatever. It's vanilla rules. They're all the rules. Plug your seatbelt in. Don't eat or drink. Don't be an asshole. You know, just stuff like that. But at the very bottom, there was 2 more rules, and they weren't even rules. But they were listed for some reason, right underneath this really long.
There's going to be a test at the end of this.
Yeah, it was like this really long URL, as if it were a hyperlink to click, but it's on paper. So I'm like, who's typing in this URL? I read it, and it's like http://www.hempsrust or something like that. It's not hempsrust, but it was like a hemp.
Yeah, hemp was in the name, yeah.
Or something like that, .com. I'm like, what? The next rule is, by the way, if you want a free sample of CBD or anything like that, just ask. We got you. Because like
That
when
seems
you're
like a reversal of like someone who's like strict and like
know,
here's all
right?
the rules.
This
By the
person
way,
is
But if you
I'm
want
gonna
to
get you fucked
blast
up.
off in the backseat.
yeah. So I was like, well, you're not getting blasted.
I
You're
know.
just like you're getting chilled, and so I'm like,
Trevor's chilled face.
also matches his got hit by a bat face.
so she's offering free samples and selling like various CBD based things. I don't know. And then the thing under that, so I was like, sure, fine, why not? Like, it's 2019. Start your own
different time.
business.
Let's take some drugs from a stranger. Why
Yeah,
not?
take your
mean,
drugs. Is it a drug? Take your drugs
Yeah,
from
I
an
mean,
Uber driver.
technically.
It's straight entrepreneurship. I like it. Okay, but then the following one was also we got organic eggs. Sell them by the half dozen. And I'm like, where are these
We got organic
eggs?
eggs,
Are they
yeah.
in the trunk? It's a hot summer.
Right.
Where you got?
Dude, hot girl
Are they
summer.
already hard boiled? Are they?
Is there a chicken in
Is
the
there a
trunk
grill?
producing these eggs?
I'm like, is she gonna kidnap me to her farm and
dispenser.
squeeze out an egg from her chickens? Like, it was the weirdest thing. And before I could really process and even sample, you know, an egg or a bit of CBD, perhaps, we were at the airport. Get out.
Oh,
like
man.
we're there, and it just washed over me like a blackout sort of experience. And suddenly I
I would
was
love
stood
to
there
have
at
been
the
there.
airport going like. Don't leave. Come back. I have so many questions.
I want
Just
eggs
for you
in
to
him.
be like, I would like some CBD, and I go, I would like an egg. Thank you.
Wow, I'll take a sample of that fine
Can I offer you
CBD.
an egg in these trying times?
Can I have luck for
Yeah.
Okay, so what exactly is CBD? Like I've seen it. It's not weed.
It's the devil.
It's
You're
not-
asking
It's
the
the
wrong person.
devil's
I know.
urine.
It's
okay?
the devil's oil.
But I mean,
Okay.
like, is it like, will it get you fucked up?
No.
Will
Yes.
it calm you? Like, what? It's legal like everywhere it seems. Like, even in
Yeah. Okay, so in the marijuana plant,
Okay.
there is 2 main like items.
THC,
There's
I know,
THC,
which
going-
that's the fucked up stuff.
That's the stuff that you like when you smoke, you'll get high or whatever. CBD is a separate item. So basically, I watched have you seen the series Explained on Netflix? It's fascinating.
Did you see Trevor look away from me halfway through that?
I was like,
Never mind.
You started asking, and then he stopped.
Jeremy just kind of glazed over.
Do you have knowledge on though? You don't have knowledge.
So anyway.
Move on to the next person.
If you want a more detailed explanation, there's an episode of Explained, 20 minutes long or maybe 15 on Netflix that talks about all the different marijuana. It's fascinating. There's all sorts of subjects. Anyway, There's THC and there's CBD, and there's two types of marijuana if you were to be inclined to smoke it. There's indica and sativa. One of them has a higher amount of CBD in it. That's basically the stuff that mellows you out, chills you out. And so when people talk about CBD, it's been isolated from the plant. So there's no psychoactive ingredients like THC. You're not going to get high or anything. But generally what it's used for, and studies are emerging, it's a newer kind of field, medical marijuana included. But it's like if you have anxiety or if you tend to stress out, it's a more natural, you would say it's a more natural medicine.
So it's like a mellow kind of. It's not like you're not getting high.
No.
But it's like sort of dulling you a little bit.
It will like cut the edge of your anxiety.
Okay.
So
and
if you're
legal,
like
almost everywhere.
Yeah. You can go to like a vape shop where they sell like nicotine and vape pens and stuff, and they usually have like CBD drops.
I've seen like CBD gummies and
There's
things.
CBD gummies.
Mellow
Like,
you out.
yeah. So
I'm just kidding, like I don't smoke. Like I've smoked a couple times in my life, but I was like I don't. It's not my
Sinner.
thing. But it's like I'm curious about it. Like Matt, you look like a fucking hobo pouring.
Matt, enough!
Oh my God!
No, don't.
What is that? Is that rum?
Kentucky bourbon.
Oh, jeez.
This isn't a solo cup. This is a damn mug, man. Listen, I'm proud of you, and I love you to death. But
Not.
that smells amazing. But that is
Are you a
that's like
bourbon guy?
a three. That's like a 2.5 inch diameter.
That's more than a pint. So that's about.
Okay, hold on.
That's a very strong pour.
Alexa, what's pi times 2.5 inches squared? Wait, what's pi? What's the
Pi r
area?
squared?
Area
You're
is
a
pi r
bomb.
squared? Or is it pi times?
Pi r squared.
Got him.
Times an inch, and then you'll get the volume in inches cubed for how much.
So
you
it'd be
just
pi
have.
r squared times
You're
1.
a
So yeah.
nerd.
Yeah, that's a lot of shit.
Wait,
I don't
you,
think so.
Trevor.
What did you call me?
Trevor and Ryan went super nerdy today in Thief Sim.
Oh, did they?
Oh man.
Oh,
That's-
one more thing before we escape it. CBD is also a mild pain thing. Like people like people.
Mild pain.
It's gonna make you hurt.
Nailed it.
Intelligence, and it's
Mild
Dr.
pain.
Collins in the room.
I'm trying to.
Dude, that was my doctor when I was fucking.
The knowledge has to settle
kid.
down at the
Dr.
achievement
Collins.
hunter
Could you
level.
imagine, Trevor? It's like, it's kind of like AIDS? AIDS-ish?
It's like it's one of those.
mild
It's like a thing.
It's a mild pain thing. Like a lot of actually, no, seriously though, a lot of cancer patients that have
Is like reliever the word you're
Pain
looking
relief.
for? There it is.
yeah, it's not like
No, it's a pain.
I was
not gonna be a
minor
word
pain
there
thing.
that
not a
wasn't
pain
happening.
killer, right? Pain murderer.
Former FDA chief warns consumers that all forms of CBD in food is actually illegal.
In
That was
food.
from 6 hours ago.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's.
So does that count as a
someone
gummy?
Yes, probably.
CBD products are illegal and everywhere and could force FDA action.
Oh, that's interesting though. Like
Scoop up all your CBD from that Uber driver while you can.
Well, because like in one of the times that we went to California, where things were legal.
Things?
Marijuana is legal in California,
Yeah,
everyone.
it's
If
true.
you watch Funhouse, you would know that by
Yeah.
now.
The devil's lettuce.
And there's a lot of candies that have weed mixed
Drugs.
into it. Yeah. But like so now
Snickers.
but I don't understand what you're saying. Like are you saying CBD in food is illegal in places where weed is?
I'm trying to read
Like
about
that
this.
that's a weird thing.
I don't know.
because-
Yeah, I don't know.
He's got a whole article to
Hemp
sift
producers
through.
who sell CBD products will often use the 2014 Farm Bill to claim that it is legal. So I guess the bill includes a provision that allows for legal cultivation of hemp provided it is used for academic agricultural research or under a state pilot program. There's still confusion about whether the legal allowance for cultivation also includes selling it. So
Look, don't just don't sin, okay? You smoke, you die.
Listen up, everybody. You smoke, you gonna die.
You jaywalk, you die.
all right, here. This is kind of
You
interesting.
can. You're right.
You die.
Death
All right,
penalty.
here's a quiz for you.
Okay.
There are
Overcooked.
currently three states where marijuana of any sort in any form continues to be illegal.
What about drawing?
What are those three states?
The three states where it's
Texas,
totally
100% illegal. There's no like looking
Alabama,
into it.
Montana,
Texas,
Texas.
Alabama, yeah.
well, I was gonna
Whoa,
say
whoa, whoa.
Mississippi.
I was gonna say
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Ohio.
Yeah, Mississippi.
Mississippi.
I'll
And
be
I'm still
shocked
gonna
if
throw in
any
South
of you
Carolina.
guys get any of
Really?
these.
Really?
Yeah.
You're shocked if we get them?
Yeah.
Oh god, then it's gonna
They're
be
not three I would have recognized.
Oh, then it's gonna be states
Okay,
that
well,
no one
okay.
cares
Indiana.
about. Idaho.
Maine.
Idaho is one of them.
Yep, told you.
What's
There's states no one cares about.
Sorry, Idaho.
I mean, I know it. All right, no one cares about it. North Dakota.
I was
Very
going to say
close.
North
South
Dakota.
Dakota.
There it is.
Damn it.
Close. Close. I know who no one cares about in this
You
country.
go see the fucking Mount Everest and
How
not
about
smoke.
like Vermont or New Hampshire?
Nope.
Okay.
No, they gotta care
Jesus
less about
Christ.
that.
I meant
Oklahoma.
Bernie Sanders
I
state, man.
meant the other
Oklahoma.
One. I get them
We
mixed
know
up.
Oklahoma.
Close.
It's above Texas.
California.
Kinda.
Nebraska.
Alaska.
Not a trick question.
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
So it's Idaho,
damn it.
Idaho,
I
Nebraska,
forgot about
and South
Nebraska.
Dakota.
Everyone does.
At least as of this article, which was May 22nd, 2019. So
Wait, so what happens if you just walk up to the state line? You're
Dead.
just like, fuck it. Like,
We
but
have
you're like right
armed
across.
soldiers on the
It's
border.
like right across them.
Your
You're like
ashes-
looking at the line, just like,
Your ash kind of like drifts across the line, and they're like, "Get down! Get over here, then get down!"
was Nebraska the one that was suing Colorado for having legal weed? Like, because like people were going to Colorado, getting weed, and coming back to
I
Nebraska.
don't know. They need to make themselves known somehow. Like, honestly, in terms of states that no one knows and cares about, in like Montana
Most of them.
was so much
You're gonna
that.
upset that one person who watches us
I
from
don't give a
Montana.
shit. Montana was so much that it became more known. Like, it was so well known as the state that
being
no one
unknown.
knew that
Yeah.
it became more well known.
You don't want to be the second least known state because then you actually end up being the least known and not popular for it. Then you just get ghosted.
Yeah, then that's real Idaho territory.
Imagine being
They
ghosted
tried
by
with the
America.
potatoes.
There are 33 states where
Iowa.
operational or otherwise some form of marijuana is now legal. That is crazy.
that's awesome.
Iowa doesn't have a lot going on. You're right. Yeah,
Also, sinners, all of them.
Yep.
Dude, you're all over the place.
Every single one of them.
it is hard to read you. And
That's great. Really happy for him. I'll see him in hell.
The CBD law in Texas also makes an exception for intractable epilepsy patients.
that's a
This law went
that's a
into
state. What
2015.
state is that?
That's gonna be the state of
Blue.
Come on.
the USA.
What? You look at that thing? That's America?
Yeah, you got like California
where-
hanging out over here.
It's part of
Yeah,
it.
look at Florida hanging out right there. Look at that peninsula of Florida right there.
It's on a complete
fucking
map,
idiot.
right? It's obviously the main focus is on the West Coast, and then here's the wall that is building.
See, this is what always
I don't
confused me
understand.
about.
It's there.
Where's Hawaii
Right.
on that?
Well, if you had
I
to
mean,
guess,
this
if you had to guess the state,
Maybe you have to
Okay,
guess what
okay,
state that was.
That state?
cue up some more states. We're playing this game.
Think about the context
We're
of what I
playing
was
this.
just saying.
Yeah, it's gonna be which day
wait.
we're talking about? We said Montana.
Hit me with it.
There we go.
There it is.
Montana.
There you go.
Now, see, look, what happened with Montana?
What?
Well, that's Canada up on
so
the
it's
top.
Canada on the top, and then they've got like
Is
the
that
borders.
Minnesota next to it? Or
No, I think that's the Dakotas on the
Minnesota.
That's a right angle right
yeah, that's
there.
it's the Dakotas.
The Dakotas are on the
And
right
that's part-
side.
that's part of-
Underneath
I was
is like
off the state.
Colorado.
That's Idaho and Washington.
You're right.
But like, what the fuck happened on the
no,
western border?
Idaho
They
got
just went ape
80.
shit.
That's all Idaho. Idaho goes all the way up to Canada.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
Separates-
look how nice the lines are, and then they just went ape shit.
That's a river. It's got 100%. That's a river.
It's a river.
Yeah, but they just
Also
fuck it.
known.
Have you seen Texas? Have you seen the Rio Grande? The way it's
I've seen
and
Texas.
Mexico?
I'm not impressed.
Yeah, dude. It's boring.
Get the fuck out!
What are you doing in my dirt?
Well, if you don't like it, you can take your game with you. Anyway,
Have you seen that show? How the states get their shapes. That guy goes.
that's a shitty name for a show.
That could not have had more than one season.
There's
Hello, my name is Trevor Collins. Welcome into How the States Get Their Shape.
Look.
It's a real show.
Hawaii.
There's at least 50 episodes.
Here's the bell
At least
curve.
50.
Here's the bell curve of their average viewer.
Yeah.
Over to this side, depending on which angle you're looking at me from, is what is it?
I don't know
Centennials?
what you're talking about.
60-year-olds. Okay,
Got it.
60-year-olds. Your average age is about 65 on this show, and then you come down, you hit your 40s and your 30s, your 50s. That's me.
And on the other side of the bell curve, they're just dead. Dead people.
And actually,
It's just retirement homes with TVs on and dead bodies in front of them. That's all it is. It's all Fox News
ever
and
wondered
Trevor's
what a
show
retirement
about
home looks
naming
like?
states. All right, what is this
What's
one?
that?
Easy.
What? Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah, what is that?
Think what
Alfredo?
state that plugs into.
That's an iron.
It does look like.
That's like a Build-A-Block.
That's an iron.
It
Build a block.
sits on top of
That looks
something.
like it's something that you could use to like Jenga.
It sits on top of
That one?
Texas.
Oh.
I mean,
You see that little nerve?
giving you a big hint and saying it's a state.
Why
It
not
looks
just
like it sits on top of something.
Sit on top.
Is it a butcher's
Yeah, that's
cleaver?
not,
Fucking state looks like that.
that's not Texas.
Well, that's what we're asking.
Damn.
Texas right there, no?
no.
Oh, yeah,
No,
you're right.
boy.
Oklahoma's right
Yeah,
above it.
exactly.
Boy, is it illegal to to
I
have
forgot
any weed
that.
there,
Yeah, that's a
or
that's-
anything of any
that's
kind.
South Dakota.
Close.
If
What's
not-
south of South Dakota?
The South or Dakota.
Yeah,
You know.
way South Dakota.
This is like that.
Jeremy almost spit take there.
Oh,
If he
God.
would have had more of a
Now
mouthful,
we
he
got
probably
me.
would
Oh,
have.
my
This is
God.
like that episode of Jeopardy, or what was it? That trivia game where Fredo was like,
That was Jeopardy.
and then
That was
just like
Jeopardy.
wrong answers.
Oh,
Oh
I
yeah,
said, I
when
wanna
you
try something
spit in the
new.
face of Alex Trebek, you son of a bitch. Okay,
took that shit
there's a
way
lot
too
of corn there, Fredo. There's a lot of corn there.
I don't know where the fuck corn is.
They're the Huskers, the Corn Huskers.
Hey, that's a fair point. I don't know where to locate corn right now.
Lincoln.
You think brothers out
I think
here
Lincoln is the
farming corn?
capital.
Like I don't know. Where
Lincoln is the capital.
Lincoln
That
was-
won't help
was the
him.
president.
Starts with an N.
Well,
We call it the N word.
Nebraska.
there
There
you
it
go.
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, someone in the back.
Just a
There's
slow
three
clap.
claps
Oh
coming from
yeah,
there.
I love it.
Just throw up some states periodically.
Listen, like every now and again, just hit us with a state.
Audio listeners gotta be loving this.
real audio
I mean, I gotta tell you guys.
Tell
like,
me about it, Jeremy.
something that's great about all the states is
What
that
is
they
that?
all have their very specific foods. That they're
Very specific.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And they're great. And eating good food is very important. It's
true.
That's why you should really look into some Blue Apron. This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by Blue Apron. Check out their summer menu and try customer favorite burger recipes with the Beyond Burger. Everyone's heard about Beyond Burgers. It's a plant-based burger phenomenon, and now you can give it a try. Blue Apron helps discover your inner chef, and you get to learn new recipes and techniques. They send the box right to your door. It's got all the stuff inside of it. It's got a recipe card that tells you how to make the meal, and then you can just hang on to that recipe card. So you just keep on learning. That's what Kat and I do, not to the efficiency of Michael and Lindsay, who have the giant binders full of them. But yes, Kat and I keep them all on top of our fridge, so we have all the recipes whenever we need them. And just learn how to do stuff. They have seared pork chops. They have peach salsa. That looks really good. They teach you how to make that kind of from scratch. It's great. They just send you everything you need. With Blue Apron, the hard parts are done for me, and I don't mind cooking now because I know how to do it. It's fun to learn new skills. Blue Apron helps me make great meals at home, and it's an easy part of my weekly routine. Because of my hectic schedule that I have because of Achievement Hunter, I felt like I had no other choice other than to go out and eat more than I should. Bad. Don't do that. It's a waste of money, and it's not good for you. I ate out a lot. But with Blue Apron, you actually have time to cook delicious, wholesome meals instead of relying on takeout. To start making delicious, brag-worthy meals at home, not you, without the hassle, try Blue Apron. Check out this week's menu and get $60 off when you visit blueapron.com/offtopic. That's blueapron.com/offtopic. It's a better way to cook. You guys know this. Learn how to make stuff. Learn how to cook.
And $60 off your food. That ain't bad.
It's not bad.
ain't bad.
You really do learn a lot.
There,
from
there
Blue
was a
Apron.
time, I don't know if they're still doing it, but there was a time they were doing like local favorites. So speaking about location stuff, they had like chicken fried steak from Texas. It was like spicy chicken fried steak. It was really good.
And like that's the thing is like, it's not like they send you like a frozen chicken fried steak and they're like, cook this. It's like
No,
they
no,
send
no.
you
They send you chicken.
a steak
and
they're like, right, here's how you batter it. Here's how you do all this. It's really cool.
it's good stuff. It's really good stuff.
I may have influenced them.
They had like these lettuce taco things one time. It was like lettuce taco pockets or something.
Oh, so they
Like a
wrapped in
protein
lettuce?
style
yeah,
taco
but
kinda.
they actually sent you like the head of lettuce. So it was like butter lettuce, I think is what it was called. And Katie and I ended up cutting the top off to use it, and then we planted the back and actually started growing another one.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
so we put it in Katie's vegetable garden. Actually started growing. It's really neat.
Thief.
So,
Yeah. Blue Apron, they're coming after you.
yeah, you're just-
So
ours.
I crunched the numbers while young Jeremy here was doing the ad read, and if my 2.5 inch diameter is accurate, you roughly poured yourself about 7 1/4 shots.
That can't be
That's
right.
all I estimate.
can't be accurate.
not at all.
He gave it an ultimate.
Gonna be up to there.
Oh,
100%.
get me a shot glass and another one of these muggies.
Right.
I'm not doing
Did he
the
just
actual. We
commit
need a lot of
to
water
doing
because
that?
I'm not
It's
pouring.
not gonna do it.
wasting-
It's definitely gonna be a
Don't
waste.
waste it.
I'm not going to.
Well, no, use water or something to like be. Is this
Skidda-ba-ba.
roughly the same width? Is this a bit bigger?
That's definitely bigger.
That's bigger.
That's bigger.
Oh, here, but this is the
It's
same
close,
size,
but-
and it's empty
All right, there
now,
we
so
go.
we'll do
I've
shots
seen
of
that
beer.
in the video game Limbo.
Well, there's already liquid in there.
That's from.
That is actually what
Wow, that
that's
is
from,
fucked up looking. I didn't realize
not-
how fucked up that state is.
Everyone knew.
That's not a state. They're
It's
lying.
delicate.
That's a trick question.
That's the silhouette of Teapot
That's
Mountain.
what that is.
I don't want to linger on it too long for the sake of the
No
audio
idea.
listeners.
Yeah, it's true. It's an
But
important one, though.
Gut
What is
instinct,
it?
what is it?
Maryland.
Yep. There
Shit,
it is.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that.
You grew up in
Matt.
South
All
Carolina.
right, 7 shots. All right, here we go. Here
All
we
right,
go.
so
There's
Jack's-
already some dregs in there, all
Oh,
right?
you're pouring water into my beer
Yes.
glass?
I'll clean it. I'll clean it and bring it
Water
back.
will clear it.
All right, so here's 1. Okay, 1. And then we
Okay, maybe not 7.
got, that was a little bit more. That was 2.5, or maybe 2 1/4. And then we got 3,
Oh.
About 4.
Whoa.
4,
Whoa. My eyeball measurements are off.
5,
Yeah, so you're about 5.5 right now.
6.
So you got about 4 shots in your glass.
Yeah, that's fine.
So right there it's gonna be 7.5.
That's 7.5.
7.5.
Hold on.
It's like half.
Is it an
That's
ounce
a
and a
1
half to the very top, or is it like, you need room
That
for it
is
to
something
like...
I don't know the answer to. I drink them to the top.
This is a shot glass. You pour it, you fill it, you drink it.
But you
That's
don't
a
want it
shot.
to the dead top, so you're like,
All right. So 7.5 is about half of this. So
Wow.
I'll go pour this out.
how many to all the way to the top? Just sipping on rum. Remember
Somewhere you find on the internet.
that's one of the first-
YTMND.com, you're the man now dog.com.
No,
That's what people
it
would
sounds
like.
very familiar.
They would loop
I vaguely
audio
remember
and
that.
GIFs, and it would just smash it together, and you'd like, it was almost like a very early but very niche Reddit where like people would put like this GIF with this audio, and the audio
like
would loop
TikTok.
and the GIF would loop. Yeah, actually like a really, really old, dirty version of Vine.
Dirty Vine.
Because it was in the dial-up days.
Damn.
I remember sites like that. I mean, when I was younger, I used to go to Newgrounds a lot.
Yeah,
That was a
that
big
was
Newgrounds
good. That was
guy.
good
That's
stuff.
the one I visited a bit too.
I was big into the whole
There's like
Newgrounds.
E-Bombs World, there's Black
E-Bombs World I did a
Sheep,
lot too, yeah.
Remember like LimeWire.
Break.com was used to be
LimeWire, I also used a lot.
There it
and
is.
it's, oh yeah.
There's a screenshot of it.
What?
That's the original You're the Man Now, dog, because apparently he said that at some point. And then what was it?
Memes before there were memes.
Break.com was called BigDaddy.com or something like that.
It's GoDaddy.
GoDaddy.
Nope.
Not true.
Wrong.
Oh, then there was like really old, like Vicky's jokes. Man, some deep old web knowledge.
I wasn't on.
Vicky was the babysitter.
Then they
on
restructured
Fairly
it
Odd
to
Parents.
Victoria's Secrets.
I wasn't
Her
on the
jokes
web a lot.
were very
they were
secret.
secret jokes,
Very
yeah.
secret.
Honestly,
Made a
though, like,
business
Victoria,
out
that bitch ain't got no secrets. They're all over the place.
She just flaunts it. She's
Like,
just
what secret is that?
I see her tits in the
You see
window.
everything. Yeah.
You know, like walking
You're not-
by the store.
not wrong.
What's
There's
behind
there's
those
nothing
thin flaps?
secret
I
about
don't
that.
think Victoria knows what a secret is,
Right.
to be honest.
She doesn't know how to keep a secret.
Yeah, she don't know what states are.
She doesn't know her states. If I could question, if Victoria was sitting here, she wouldn't have known. That was Maryland. No way.
Hell no.
That's
I thought it was
secretly
King Triton's Kingdom.
doesn't know
Shit.
anything.
Victoria.
King Triton's King. You mean Atlantis?
Yeah.
Back with
Oh,
the
thank
clean
you.
mug.
Oh, damn, super clean.
I left. I did have Maker's Mark with me earlier, but I left it in the other room.
I was looking
other
for it
We
actually.
streamed.
It's on my desk.
There's a Mario up
we were
there.
streaming earlier.
Yeah, well, we were streaming, and I was like, I'm gonna bring this with me to the stream, and so I had the Maker's Mark with me, and a Diet Coke, because Trevor called me an animal because I was trying to drink it with the tap.
A room temperature tab.
He went, take a Diet Coke from the fridge, you animal. He gave me that. But yeah, you know, I was drinking that during it, and I totally forgot to bring it over. I wandered over here to get that a while ago. There was a bunch of makers sitting. There was like 2 or 3 bottles of it sitting under a
just
table over
sniffed it
there.
out.
Just steal it from Always Open. That's what
I forget who I was talking to, and I was like, "Can I take this?" And I was like, "I don't know if this is Barbara's. I don't
Who
know
you
if this is
ratting out?
off topics."
Who you ratting out? Who did it?
Oh, someone from
It's
Broadcast.
funny. I think I'd have
don't
more
remember who
trouble
it was.
if you put up pictures of people who work at Rooster Teeth. I'd have more issue naming them than states.
I mean, well, yeah, considering
that's
there's
also-
hundreds of employees.
Yeah,
that don't-
exactly.
There's also, the animators have a large team, and we don't get to see them as often as
Yeah,
we used to.
I don't-
Yeah, they're off site. So
See anyone who works in the like I had dinner with Cole kind of recently. Just me, Kat, and Cole went out for dinner, and like I haven't talked to him in forever. You know?
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
a while.
I'm pretty sure Carrie's been dead for like 2 years. We just don't know about it because I never see him. So
I never seen Carrie either. I haven't seen Carrie.
I know
in-
Miles is alive because I
long
bumped into him
time.
recently. He has a new
Was
dog.
it your dog? Was it Meatball?
Meatball, big old pit. He has a
awesome.
giant head, super
You
cute.
got a big ass head. That's all.
Pitbulls with those big old heads. Oh, they're so adorable.
They are. They really
They're
are.
good because you can grab him by the side of the face and spit right in it, and then put it on YouTube and get lots
Dude,
of
did
views.
you guys hear about that? You guys heard about that,
Stop!
right?
This,
saying.
you already hit this on last week's podcast.
That was yesterday.
Yes, that's yesterday for us, but it's
Look,
last week
stop.
for them.
Relax, okay? Everyone's blowing it out of proportions.
No, they're-
she had a hard day.
You gotta stop.
What are you talking about?
Okay, the dog deserved it. She had a hard day.
Dog deserved.
God. Jack's seen a lot of things.
Hey, don't spit in your dog's face, dumbass.
Yeah.
And vaccinate your
Don't.
kids.
Oh, you didn't.
It was a whole thing.
So there's a YouTuber.
We don't have to rehash it if we talked on it last week.
was a whole
But
thing.
Pretty much there's a YouTuber blogger. She accidentally uploaded a video. Accidentally.
She uploaded the raw version of the video and then
And
pushed it
it's-
live, and it was her like essentially abusing her dog. And
death penalty.
But she had a bad day though. So.
Dogs are perfect.
They are. How do you fuck up? How do you fuck up that bad? If you've got a video that you know is like, this will just fuck me. How do you put that out instead of the one that like you've edited?
Sometimes
I don't know.
I don't know.
Dude, I got think
Why
twice
you have
about
the-
you know,
I mean, how do people post photos of themselves naked to Twitter? It happens. Like people
that's
upload
shit.
the wrong shit sometimes. Jeremy
It's
almost
just
has.
like,
Several times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
it's
I
like
don't
Yeah.
get any of
Nope.
that.
Well, I'll tell the story off topic where I almost
Yeah.
posted a picture with my dick in it because I was taking a
would've
picture
bet-
of Zipper and the mirror was behind him and I didn't realize it.
I
Oh,
would've
you would have
backed
been one
you
of
up.
those.
I would have posted. I would reply with a picture of my dick and just. Let
There it is.
There
And then
we
I
go.
almost
You know
did,
what?
and
Get
then
them all out
posted it
there.
again because I took a picture of. It's when I was like in the peak of losing my weight, and so I took a picture of my scale, but my scale is like covered in
Reflective.
yeah.
So it would have been a picture of your gooch.
It was seriously like just like the number and then like thighs and dick.
That's the worst angle.
yeah, it's a bad angle.
Damn.
Like,
It's
like
an
a shot
upward
one
angle,
photo.
leaning over
Right
to get
up.
a photo.
Well, that was Gavin.
right up into the
that's a
hair and
look-
the whole
Yeah,
flash.
Yeah.
right up into the eye of Sauron.
Gavin said one time, I guess Dan was like on a roof or something, and he was pissing, and he was filming himself pissing, but for some reason, like the camera cropped out the full frame, and it was just like the tip of his dick pissing.
It was-
He sent it to Gavin. It's like
He sent it to Gavin because Gavin apparently has an issue.
What the
Gavin apparently has an issue with how like hard Dan pees. I guess Dan like can really like force the piss
You have
out.
to get those Kegels. They're
So to
fucking
annoy
strong.
him, Dan just sent a video to
It was
Gavin.
supposed to be
of
just
him
a
pissing.
stream, but instead, like it had cropped his preview, and so does just his
So
dick.
Gavin like
and urine coming out.
cropped it, and it was just.
There's your
Oh, that was the picture. Yeah, I scooted back and
That's the
retook
edge
the
of
picture.
doom.
That's right. So you can see my like. That's my fingers in the phone.
That's the crest
You can
of
see
your
how clearly that would have reflected.
yeah.
the crest of your cheek.
We would have seen the little doolies.
Well, yeah. Well, he must have filmed it on the iPhone because like apparently, I think when you take a picture, like you see this, but it actually the picture ends up a little
little
taller.
Oh,
So videos
I
might do that too.
Well, it was center frame when I saw the picture.
See, my fear is
penis?
is
Smiling.
Yeah.
my fear is
That's
in
a penis.
leaking the dick pic for a person that's a grower. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
my
yeah.
fear is like. It's like getting like a, you know what I
I
mean?
know exactly
like
what
a
you
half
mean.
chub out
I
there.
know
It's like,
exactly
oh,
what
that's
you
a
mean.
Fredo's penis. And like, I gotta
no,
follow it up
no,
with a heart.
Right,
after
you gotta
that.
say, no.
Hold on.
This
This
is
is what
it.
it is. Like, you haven't seen it fully evolved.
I know exactly what you mean. I'm
Evolved.
You haven't seen its final form.
Yeah, you
Just
know.
give time.
Well, it grows
Wait,
arms. It's got,
Like,
it's got a long mane.
Everyone's like, oh, worst thing ever, a dick pic exposed. Nah, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're
No, a fully flaccid dick
fully
pic.
flaccid,
that's the
what
worst.
I'm just
Because
like,
then you just gotta follow it up with another dick pic.
Yeah, you
and that's just
really do.
a waste of everyone's
I
time.
really do.
Yeah. there was a whole argument about that though. It's like if naked pictures of you ended up on the internet, is that such a terrible thing?
I don't
like,
give a shit.
If
I
I
don't
was
give a
like
fuck.
when I was in college in like my best shape, and suddenly it's here's a photo of me like at a pool or something, like whatever. It's like well, I was young and I'm happy with that. But if a naked picture of me came out now, I'd be like, oh god, I don't want to force that on anyone in the world. But it's like.
Anyone in the world.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, whatever.
Not
At
even
this
my
point, it's like,
wife.
I'm not running for office. Like, I don't give a shit.
But it's
Like,
not
even if you are
on it. I mean, like if it got out there, not like. I think there's a problem with like tweeting a picture of yourself naked and going, "This is me naked." Like I don't think you should do that.
What's
But,
up,
like, if it
world?
got out there somehow,
What's up,
that's
danger?
I don't care.
There are a couple people that have kind of owned it. I do appreciate that. Like, nothing drives me nuts. And like, someone accidentally tweets a photo of themselves naked. And they're like, "Oh, someone hacked my account." It's like, no, you fucked up. And I think Allison Pill, she's an actress, and she was sending a photo to Justin Long, who was her boyfriend at the time, and she tweeted it instead of sending it to him. And then
Nice.
immediately she just took it down. She's like, "Well, fucked up." And I was like, "All right." She just kind of owned it. And it's like, "All right, that's the way to handle it." in
I mean,
my
obviously,
opinion.
if it does go up, you want to dress it up at least, but shit happens.
You know,
Put a little hat.
Yeah, you know, make
a
it
little
look
t-shirt
nice.
down,
Yeah.
snug on it.
Get some tails on it, make it look really nice.
Little
you know?
sleeve, like a snake sleeve. Just wiggle it on.
Right.
Like, if you could dress a dog, you could dress a penis. That's all I can say.
There's a
Thanks,
market
everyone.
for that.
Thanks for watching. That was.
Don't upload videos of you abusing your penis either. Dogs,
Abusing.
Dunkin' dogs.
There's whole sites dedicated to that, though. That's different. God damn it.
It's been a weird week.
It has
I feel
been.
like. I don't know. I feel like this week has been.
It hasn't existed yet. We haven't lived it yet.
That's true.
As
Fredo
far
and
as
I
we know,
traveled.
yeah.
Last week was good.
That's
Yeah, we
Dude,
traveled.
we're back now.
Today, up on YouTube, the Minecraft episode where we did the Circle of Life hits, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
that was such a funny bit.
Trevor,
Came out last week for first memory.
I played it at the beginning of the stream, but your voice cracks in it twice.
You
and it's
full
so
set-
funny.
I was telling
every
Jeremy
time.
because I just heard it right then and there. I was like, Trevor full sent it, and it was the most beautiful.
When you say weeds, your
I
voice
said,
cracks.
I said wheat.
Oh, plant
Yeah, people were saying weeds, but it's wheat. Yeah, because I came up with the words literally as they were coming out of my mouth.
So that's
And
why
my
my
voice was like,
seeds
oh,
with
wheat.
wheat. Yeah. And he planted with wheat. Like your voice goes, and then when you go like,
It was
the
cow unwinding. Well, that was like that was full volume peak register.
trying to like hit the note.
It's a cow unwinding.
It was like,
And I was like screaming it. So.
It was like so funny.
Oh man.
Yeah, circle.
I recommend watching it. Scott Battery Part 3 or 4.
I just finished the final DLC for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The 3-part.
saw that was like
Dude, it looks
DLC.
so- I took a
Yeah.
glance.
I
the boss fight looks
Dude,
fucking awesome.
I started
Yeah.
playing it at QuakeCon actually because I was like, I hadn't played any of the DLC stuff. There's 2 big DLC packs that came out. The first one was telling the story of like the legacy, like what happens to Cassandra after the sort of main story's over. Like eventually there's a child.
Cassandra
and stuff.
or
or Alexios.
Or Alexios, yeah.
And so I think canon now is Cassandra though. I think they've said officially canon in the universe it's Cassandra.
good because she was
Yeah,
way
she
better.
was-
than
Her
her.
voice acting was amazing.
Yeah.
But anyway, the second DLC was the Atlantis or the Fate of Atlantis DLC, which was if you've ever played Assassin's Creed, they always talk about like the first people, and it's called the Isu, and it's basically like where humanity came from, and it's like this other race of like super beings and then humans and how it all came to be.
He says with an Abstergo shirt on.
Hashtag ad.
But it's like Garden of Eden and stuff. It's like where did that come from? And it turns out it's actually like this race of people. It deals with nothing but that. It's all that stuff. So if you're a lore fan of Assassin's Creed, it's really cool
That's
to
pretty
really
cool.
just dive
It
into
is.
that.
It's super
The
awesome.
first chapter's 3 chapters. First chapter takes place in Elysium, which is basically heaven.
Yeah.
Second chapter is in the underworld, which is basically hell, and the third is in Atlantis. And so, but it's neat because you're dealing with stuff like I didn't even think about it, but when you get to hell, you deal with characters that you killed in the main story that are now in hell. And it's like,
Pretty cool.
you see them again. It's like, oh shit, I didn't even think about that. And same with Elysium too. You see people that are like, that person's back. And it's really neat how they do it. And it's like my favorite DLC ever. And it's really, really cool. And it's
I really should
meaty
play
too.
Yeah.
It's like a good
It
probably
really
15
is.
to 20 hours of play.
Yeah, I kept glancing over at QuakeCon, and then like the past week when you were playing at your desk, I was like, "Yep, it looks just as good as I
So
thought it
good.
would be."
It's so good.
Honestly, they've been doing a really good job with their DLCs, like
Yeah.
post game stuff. It's
I like that.
That's so
they
awesome.
Yeah.
Just
They're
slowed
really-
down with Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They were like
they're taking
pumping
their
them
time.
out like every year. Now they're just like, hey,
Quality over quantity now,
So
yeah.
it's like cool.
Well,
supporting their
Origins
games.
and Odyssey came out within a year of each other, right? Like
But they
Origins
were-
and Odyssey, now they're
Yeah,
taking
but
another
that
year gap.
Really meaty DLC.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Origin, you're like fighting Anubis and Sobek and everything like that. It was like a giant.
Well,
boss.
in fairness, yeah, there was like those big giant fights with like the gods, but they were all essentially the same. Like the fights with the big giant. It was very cool, but it was like
Yeah.
you did it and then you.
Well,
were
I'm talking about like coming from like
Well,
Black
and then they-
Flag and all the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
ones where I was just like,
They really
that's
kinda
where I-
ramped
It felt very different.
I
But
did.
and then they had like the Valley of the Kings DLC, which was just like, yeah, here's their fucking realm. Go
Yeah.
run around in the field of weeds that they talk about, or wheat or reeds.
I know.
That's
Ask
it.
Trevor.
Right,
you know.
But they talk about the whole game, and they're like, oh, here it is.
Well,
It's
yeah,
the field of weeds.
Assassin's
Go
Creed, like it's that series that I've been playing. I really jumped in at 2, went back and played 1 eventually, but like Ezio is still my favorite. Like I
One
think
is
one's
going back
okay.
is very like.
But
Yeah,
Ezio is my favorite video game character ever.
He's awesome.
Like more so than any other character. Like I love Master Chief, I love Link, but like Ezio, like his story, you literally play from him as a baby to him as an old man.
Wait, you
basically
play as
sitting
you
down.
play as a baby?
You do.
running around,
actually.
No, literally.
You
it's
press
Assassin's Creed
buttons and
2.
make him
Oh,
go.
Like,
really?
It's like move your left arm, and he like moves it, and then it cuts to him as a teenager, and
Yeah.
he gets his scar. But
I think
anyway.
I played
Yeah.
one. I think I might have skipped 2. Honestly, I played 1 because my friend owned it, and then I kicked on with all the Ezio games. Yeah, all of his iterations.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that.
That was the best thing about Fallout 3 is playing as a baby. in the beginning. And you like hit A, and he's like,
Anyway,
Honestly,
when does Skull and Crossbones come out?
I don't know.
Skull and Bones.
yeah,
Skull and Bones, that's what
I don't know. I was going through my closet the other day and I found the Skull and Bones shirt from like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, oof.
Was that something that like they announced too early, or like
Yes.
they were ready to do it, but then they were like, we want to add more to this game than just what it was, and so it got delayed? Like,
I think so.
I
think
kind of fell
little
off the
that.
update train on that.
Well,
one.
because I think they were shocked at how well was it Black
Black
Flag?
Flag.
When then
Yeah.
like the boat stuff hit and it was like people lost their minds for it.
Like,
Like
just
we should
only
do
doing
something with
that.
this. And then they decided like, okay, we'll make a game based on that. And then I think the scope of it wasn't big enough, and they were like, oh, it's just basically the game. It's basically Assassin's Creed, just except with boats. And they're like, well, let's make it bigger. And then I think it got a little confusing from there. That's all. That's all my personal knowledge. I have no actual knowledge of.
I remember Sea of Thieves came out, and I was like, I wonder what this is gonna do to that, because Sea of Thieves kind of kicked up suddenly and then was out, and so I was like, is Skull and Bones gonna come and like kill that, or is it gonna delay it, or like how is that gonna interact?
It was fun when I
Skull and
got a
Bones
chance to play
delayed
it.
again this time till 2020.
Wow.
When was that article? I can't see the date.
It says May 16, 2019 at 2:06 p.m.
All right, so a couple
Eastern
months.
Daylight
There you
Time.
Yeah.
I
think
mean,
I
it
might
was
go back
fun
and replay
when I played it.
Black
If you like the boat play in Assassin's Creed, that's what it is.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
then they had like long range, medium range, big
into boat
tankers,
play.
like they had a bunch of
play?
different kinds of boats.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit of boat
Big
play.
thing.
Yeah, be gentle.
Which, I mean, they might want to spread the release out from Odyssey a little bit, because Odyssey has a lot of that boat play as well.
Yeah, but you don't have to do it as much if you don't want to.
That's true.
Like, I kind of get away from the boat stuff. Like now, I'm just like, it's annoying when you're like taking your ship, and it's like, God damn it.
Once
I
you've
don't wanna fight
upgraded
anymore.
it, it's just like, I rammed into that guy. He's dead. The
That's
end.
true. I will say now I've hit the point playing like once you hit the DLCs for Odyssey, they basically start throwing ability points at you and just like you max out everything super fast. So now you can do the hunter, which is like bow and arrow, the warrior, which is just fighting, or the assassin, which is like sneaky quick stabs.
items and stuff is a lot.
And
of
so
that.
I play assassin, where I do like massive damage as long as I'm hiding. And I am basically can just wipe out entire like towns now without being seen.
I go
It's
warrior.
So awesome. I
Full
love it.
Yeah,
warrior
you want him to know you're there, right?
Oh yeah, I run in loud.
See, I'm a combination
crit damage.
where I'm like, you won't know I'm here until you do, and then it's very obvious. And everyone's
You want to be sneaky, but you also want him to know
Exactly.
you killed.
There's a few times where
Leave
it's
your
like
mark.
there'll be one guy left, and I'll put like a trap in the alarm or whatever, and I'll be like, "Hello, it's me. Go tell your friends.
man.
Go do it." And then he'll like light it,
It's me,
explode, and I
your
just watch.
boy,
Yeah,
man. You're like Pennywise. You like a little fear to salt your
Yeah.
meat before you eat it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
It 2 hours and 45 minutes. I think is the
Jesus
runtime.
Yeah, that's the runtime of it. Part 2.
I like this. I like
I'm
this.
excited. I'm excited.
That cast is insane. I know we've talked about it on this podcast before,
McAvoy,
like when they first
Hader,
announced
Jessica
it, but like
Chastain.
it's
Stat cast.
it's a stat
Dude,
cast,
Old
and they're
Spice guy.
so
Yeah.
dive into the best dream of it, whatever. Like when he jumps in the hot tub. But like it's such good casting too, from like the kids to them. So not only are like they all amazing actors and actresses, but like they just line up perfectly with the kid actors.
I'm excited, man. It was
Yeah.
really, really good. Also, something you guys don't care about. Comics this week, really fucking good.
Yep.
Popping off.
Yeah, they released issue 1 of Absolute Carnage. And
I saw you tweet about that.
yeah, dude, there's like 4 like different variant covers that I wanted. And I was like, I don't know which one I want. And I grabbed one that was like Venom and Carnage, like kind of like looking at each other.
Ah, that was a good one. I like that
But
one.
Absolute Carnage, really good. It's like a horror like comic, and it's just like Carnage versus Spider-Man and Venom. It's like back to like classic like 90s, like they're just against each other, and Carnage is a fucking madman.
Well, like Carnage is supposed to be scary. I mean, like he
Yeah.
should
yeah,
be, you know.
but he
Not
hasn't-
not
he
a
hasn't
man
been
with a
really
funny
good.
wig.
Not not Woody Harrelson rocking a clown wig.
Nope, not, at
Not
all.
Tennessee or Tallahassee.
Dude.
Yeah.
Also,
Venom
X-
2. Venom 2 coming out.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Andy Serkis is directing.
Andy
Andy
Serkis.
Serkis.
Yeah.
Michelle
Is-
Monaghan announced she's going to be back. So.
Is he gonna try and make Carnage a thing? Do you think, or?
Well, they
Absolutely.
need
Yeah,
to
it's
make
where
Venom 1. They
leading.
have
Yeah,
to.
for sure.
My only concern though is like Carnage is such an R-rated character, so it would just be so unfortunate to see him like
Like a turd in the wind?
like symbiote his hand into a claw and just like
Oh, yeah.
slice, and then it cuts away or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Well,
very
like-
very rated R.
What was the guy's name in Venom? The baddie, the huge guy.
Get him. Well, Riot is the
Right,
is
right. Like I mean,
symbiote.
he turned into 2 axes in each hand, and he's like slashing away. Like he ends up just hitting environmental things,
Yeah.
like computers and stuff. Like, So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with it because it's kind of outside Marvel, but it's also
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Well,
But
it's outside the
also,
MCU. It's
that's
very
that's
much
that's what I
Marvel.
meant. That's what I meant.
holy shit, though. Remember, I keep talking about how like X-Men is doing this whole reboot.
Yep.
Hickman's doing it. He's the guy that did all the the Secret Wars and all the Incursion stuff and Illuminati, all that kind of stuff. Like really, really good stuff. X-Men is absolutely fucking nuts right now. The two like 6 series issue like House of X Powers of 10, insane, and it gives like the best reason to introduce like Marvel X-Men into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Really?
Yeah. They're only like 3 issues in right now. So it's like House of X, 6 issues, Powers of 10, 6 issues, and then in like September, October, it's just like X-Men, new X-Men, like issue number 1 comes out. But like it is very, very good. And they give like this big reason why as to like why all the convoluted shit's happening in the past.
Oh, that's
and it's like
awesome.
the best excuse that like Marvel could take that and literally just go, this is why they're, X-Men are now in the MCU.
Well, I'm excited. Taika Waititi said he has finished his script for Thor: Love and Thunder already, which is nuts.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a Phase 4
Love
one.
and Thunder.
Yeah.
That's the confusing thing about that is that comes out before Guardians 3.
I think Guardians 3 was supposed to be before. It was supposed to be part of Phase 4. Then all the James Gunn shit happened, and so now they're going to
it's probably
rework
delayed.
it.
It's just really weird that now Endgame at the end of it. I mean, at this point you should have seen it. Where like Thor goes off with the Guardians.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've been very good about making it like cosmic versus Earth. It's kind of like even now, like you're seeing like Sword probably is gonna be happening, and we're getting to cosmic on that side of things. But then locally, you have like Spider-Man on Earth and like dealing with shit. Like I'm thinking like Doctor Strange and all that stuff. Like there's gonna be even like a lot of the TV shows like Falcon and Winter Soldier, Earth. Like it's gonna be very much based on Earth, and then there's gonna be the cosmic shit, which we're getting Eternals, and we're getting the new Guardians movie and the new Thor movie.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see a mix of the two. It's kind of like two different universes that will come together for a big tentpole like an Avengers or something.
In 5-10 years.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be another big meetup thing at the end of Phase 4. They haven't announced yet, I'm sure. That'll kind of like relink everything and then set up the next batch, and then it'll be like, all right, let's do it again.
The underlining story is going to be the multiverse and possibly like the Incursion stuff. It's going to lead into a 2-part like Infinity War Endgame where it's X-Men versus.
I'm really curious how they're gonna get the mutants into the MCU without making it feel weird. It's gonna have to be a second. It's gonna be an alternate
If you
universe.
run the Incursion storyline, then the X-Men are just on a whole different planet altogether, and then they're the last
different Earth or a different
a whole
planet?
different Earth.
Yeah.
And then they're the last two because the Incursion storyline is just like something sets off this chain with all the different multiverse Earths, and they're colliding into each other, and only one exists, and they keep colliding into each other.
Is that the one where Doom basically makes his own place?
Yep, with the Maker, which is like Reed Richards, a different Reed Richards. But like they could essentially
Doctor Strange is like his #1 guy, his like muscle or whatever.
Exactly. It's like Doom World, and Secret Wars is like the different pieces of the different multiverses that landed on the Earth.
Well,
but they could run that and just be like, hey, like they could totally do like end credit scene stuff where it's just like in the background there's all this multiverse stuff happening, and you have like, and they announced Fantastic Four. They're the perfect connective tissue for all that.
Well, they've announced Multiverse of Madness, which is gonna be the next Doctor Strange, which is like okay, like they're really diving into it. Like Jeremy's so excited about all this.
So yeah. So the interesting thing about that, I'm sorry to go on this comic book rant. I apologize, but like
You're good, dude.
WandaVision, the TV show, which is a terrible fucking name by the way.
Yes.
If I read correctly, there's discussions that the premise of that is like set in the past.
Is it?
And yeah, and they want to create this like alternate universe where her and Vision like live together. If I read that correctly.
Okay.
And then it's also talked about like
The Wandaverse.
the Wandaverse, and then it's also talking about Doctor Strange's movie. It's supposed to be like a horror movie, and then it's about the multiverse. It kind of leads me to
think he, like,
believe that
stumbles
they
into hers?
might do like a light touch on like the House of M storyline, where like Wanda essentially just goes fucking absolutely nuts and creates her own like world.
Do you think doing that, and this is like, I have a very limited knowledge of comics because every now and then I'll go on those like rabbit holes where I just really dive into certain characters. Usually Spider-Man and the whole Spider-Verse is where I do that because like that was my OG favorite. But this is just me asking you questions because you know more about the comics. Do you think in her like just kind of wanting to get back and like trying to using her power to rip in twain the universe to make her own space, is that going to be, do you think, the event that maybe starts kind of making these universes collide or something? Is that the tear in the space fabric? Or
I
something?
think in Endgame when they took the Infinity Stones, I think that's the best excuse they have right now to set off that chain reaction of like different Earths colliding.
Yeah.
I think like that right there, because I mean like geez, I'm totally blanking on her name. The
ancient one?
Scarlet
the ancient
Witch.
one.
Yeah.
She talks about how
Under her wing, she goes like a
Danny
Lego.
Brandt.
Vision loves a ball girl. But like she talks about like if you take it, take the Infinity Stone from this timeline, it creates a rift on another timeline. Like, so I think that's the best.
Oh, it creates a rift?
Or
I thought it would just kind of like take their looping timeline and basically drive it a different direction.
Splits it in a different direction.
Creates a new timeline.
Yeah, like, it would have to, I suppose, because didn't she imply that basically every timeline was just a repeated thing? Like each universe was like on its own, and she had seen, or is she in tune with all of her selves across all these different universes? Because she implies that she's like, oh, that's how I fucked up previously, so like I must give you.
Well, there's already like a million different
Or she's-
timelines because in like Infinity War wasn't Doctor Strange like, oh, I've looked at
Yeah.
That was different
20,000.
outcomes. That was different outcomes. So theoretically, that's not timelines.
so it's like
that,
a,
that was just like
odds.
potential things that
Yeah.
could have happened.
We're getting into
possible
the
timeline.
really like.
Yeah.
It's tough because it's
weird-
time.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah.
I don't understand things that exist in the real world, let alone what they're
Yeah,
trying to do.
I-
What
I'll say
things do you exist in, or do you believe in,
What
Jeremy?
did you just
I'm
say
trying
to
to
me?
give you a segue into an ad read, but
Jack,
I can't. Jeremy,
I don't know what you're on about.
Okay.
Deal with it.
All right, there's some good-looking
This episode
sunglasses,
is brought to
Jeremy.
you by Movement. Hey, stop what you're doing and look down at your wrist because our friends at Movement Watches have got exactly what you're missing. Movement has you covered with tons of quality, clean, and all-around good-looking watches and accessories that we can actually afford and order right from our couch. It's that easy. It's so easy. And in honor of Movement's 6th birthday, they've been around for 6 years already, they're celebrating with their biggest sale ever, 26% off everything now through Sunday, August 18th. During their anniversary sale, Movement watches start at just $70 and sunglasses, like these, start at under $45. So you're guaranteed to find something you love that won't break the bank. They have a lot of really good watch styles, sunglasses styles. These are actually a brand new pair I just got. Normally I wear the runway sunglasser. The runway sunglass styles. I don't right off the bat remember the name of the style, but I really like it. It's flat. It's a different looking thing because
It
normally
might be on the arm of it.
well,
Sometimes
normally
only one.
sunglasses are like curved in the front. These ones are like flat.
Check the left
but they
ear. I
still
think it might
sit
say
really.
it on there.
Here, you can take a look.
This is the Maverick.
The Maverick. That was it. Yeah, I was like, Maverick. Why am I thinking about that? Oh yeah, Siege. Oh, Maverick. But yeah, I really like these too.
Top
They're
Gun.
great. So stop it. All the Movement styles come with polarized lens options, so you never have to worry about that harsh summer light. And I highly recommend getting polarized lenses, especially if you fish. When you're fishing, polarized lenses are like a must. Don't miss out on their biggest sale ever with 26% off for 6 years of Movement. Celebrating 6 years of Movement. I'm not saying 26% off and you get all 6 years of Movement. That's not accurate. All of their best-selling styles, all their new drops, everything is just 26% off now through August 18th. You just need to enter the code MVMT26 at checkout. So go to movement.com now through August 18th and use code MVMT26 to unlock 26% off. That's watches starting at $70, sunglasses starting at $45. So you're going to MVMT.com. You can join the movement. Get yourself some sunglasses. I really like Movement sunglasses. They're
Look good.
really, really, really good. Their watches are really good too. I just haven't
color.
I haven't introduced the watches into my style yet, but I love having really good sunglasses.
I use their watches when I dress up.
Yeah, they're nice. Yeah,
They have some good casual watches, but I like the fancy ones when I'm putting on a show.
Yeah.
Trying to get fancy.
That's
I'm
one of the
good.
few ways men can get fancy is the watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have it easy for dressing up. You just put on like suits of different colors, and then ladies have to like, well, can you wear this dress again? Have I worn it in a recent
Yeah.
event? Like, you gotta accessorize and hair.
I go.
and the
I put
makeup
on
and stuff.
pants today.
And I put on.
exactly.
And
Oh,
we got it
Jeremy's all
easy.
dressed up. Look at
Yeah,
this.
Yeah,
Easy.
slip on the trows.
Look at that guy. He's all tuckered out.
He was talking to Siege earlier. One of the cool things working at Achievement Hunter, growing as a personality, one of the worst things in the competitive world, I get stream sniped 8 out of 10 times now.
Oh,
when I
yeah,
play
you do.
games. So it's
Yeah,
I mean,
you do.
he's there. He knows.
Also,
I watch Alfredo
interruption.
streams.
Happy 2 years last week,
Oh yeah.
or
Oh, yeah,
a
from
couple
this
days ago
recording.
from this recording.
Yeah, 2 years at Achievement Hunter, man. Like
2
damn,
years.
time
Goes
is
by quick, man.
time is
Time
flying.
It really
flies.
does.
But
It's
then
crazy.
I sit and look back at everything I've done, like, yeah, sounds
weep.
about right. Weep, and I go, well, that's the rest of my life now.
But anyway,
It's been fun, man, and like,
you've grown a lot. You've done a lot of cool things. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing what you know.
so I thank
what
you
continue
guys for
wanting to
like
do.
rolling with me, and I thank the audience for like, I've been trying to really let you guys understand, like, I came from a competitive gaming background, and then from after that came from game news journalism. So
Then you go to Achievement Hunter, who is not.
exactly, it's like it's a whole different world.
It's like the Triforce of like there's esports, there's like professional gaming, there's like gaming journalism, and then there's
And now it's just
entertainment
entertainment.
gaming,
And
and
so-
you've hit kind of
Yeah.
all three of those.
yeah,
and
and
you've
so
done
now
like fantastic
I'm really
job.
trying to make that shift and rewire my
Journalism,
brain.
competitiveness, and Achievement Hunter is
Achievement.
neither.
We're unconscious on the floor underneath.
Yeah.
But
We
like,
give
yeah.
you no competitive nature and no knowledge.
Yeah.
Broadcast gave me the shout out.
You just
Aw,
described
Thank you guys for
Look at
rolling with
that.
me, sticking with me, and every day. Yeah.
Anyway, talking about Siege.
Oh yeah, so
me
I'm
with
getting
it.
stream sniped 8 out of 10 times every game now.
Damn,
that sucks.
Which is
got-
unfortunate.
we gotta demote you. All right,
Yeah,
we gotta make you less
just,
popular.
Like, hide me in the back room somewhere. We had a game the other night, playing with Sandy, playing with
Ryan
Lloyd,
dropped a
my
plate.
boys.
Scraping a plate off.
And this other team that we're playing against, they hit us with everything. They're stream sniping. There's a guy that
Lag boxing.
There's a guy that's probably hacking. It seemed really fishy. And then, even then, we still took it to overtime. It's 3-3 rounds, right? First one to win 5 wins. We jump in, they hit us with the DDoS. Like the server's stuttering, whatnot, and they're typing in the chat. They're like, "Oh no, what's happening?" And like all of them are like, "This is like what's happening? What's going on?" Damn,
Weird.
this sucks.
Fishy,
Weird.
When the entire other team is like, weird. Now that's
all
how.
at once, and it's
Bizarre.
like weird. This is wow. Who's doing this?
Are you guys having lag?
Yeah, it's exactly
Looks over the
what it was.
sunglasses.
And so we're sitting there, it's like, la,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
like whatever. And then all of a
And you
sudden,
aced him.
Swift Justice comes in, and you just see such
BattleEye.
and such was banned by BattleEye, and like it's the dude in our game gets kicked from the server for trying to like
Nice.
switch the server,
That's
and I was like,
awesome.
That's really cool.
Justice.
That's pretty awesome.
It's like David versus Goliath. Like we were talking about Assassin's Creed. Like you're going up against the gods, just a normal human being. But like you're going up against teleporting and lagging and like
Yeah, it was just they hit us with
hacking.
everything, and like
That's funny.
like probably 2,000 hours in Siege is the first time I've seen like
all of it.
a ban so quick and so swift.
That's awesome.
I
And
think
was just
I-
like, oh,
well, you must have been like super blatant about it then.
yeah.
I do like that it's like globally when someone gets banned, like
Oh, yeah.
everyone
They
gets a
show
notification.
everybody.
It's like, yep,
That's
fuck that
awesome.
guy. It's like,
Rest in peace. man.
Something I've noticed
Yeah,
about
exactly.
Fredo's streams, because I'll put Alfredo's live streams on when I'm
Stop,
like doing
don't do
stuff. No, I do. I just have your stream up like while I'm playing games and things like that. Fredo has this expression of like when something's a bit suspect in a game. That is like my favorite thing because
Hit us
he
with
won't
it.
say anything. But like, you know, there will be like a boarded up door or whatever
He'll be like-
in Siege, and he's like looking whatever, and he gets shot in the head, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know where that came from." And he'll watch the replay of it, and if someone like will walk up, look at the board door, and just headshot Alfredo and keep going, like kind of weird.
Oh.
And Alfredo will be watching it, and he'll go. And not say a word and just look off to the side, like very confused, like just a little suspect. Yeah, he has like this face about him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I know. You know what I mean? Like,
I
he's
like
just
I like he did it as he was thinking. He was like, "What face?"
it just
Yeah.
literally has this face of
Someone will
like
just-
he wants to say that it was suspect, that it's weird, but he doesn't want to call it out fully
Well,
yet.
I always like to give people the benefit of the
Right.
doubt.
Well, yeah, that's how you gotta do it.
And then
Like, I've
It might just be
headshotted
better, but
shooting
yeah,
a window
they're not.
out.
Yeah, I remember
but
that
it's-
moment.
But it's weird when you're like, do whap,
Whap.
do
Yeah.
like.
Well, that's how I would win.
It's really funny.
Boom! I got him. Lucky me.
I happen to get someone.
Dude, you know what's funny? Because like I do this with Apex every once in a while. Like you'll completely like, well, I'll play Apex and we'll like completely rip into like another team, and then they'll like spectate me, and you can see in Apex like if someone's spectating you, it literally has like
There's a
an
number.
eye symbol
Yeah.
and with a number,
Yeah.
and I go, oh, I 1v3 their team. he might be trying to see if I'm cheating or not. So then what I'll do, and I was like, I'll tell my teammates, I'm like, guys, give me a second. I think the people we just killed think I'm cheating. So what I'll start doing, it's like whipping into like a mountain and pretend like I'm tracking someone somewhere. And then like start like whipping that way and pretend I'm tracking someone.
You want them to think you're cheating.
I'm just like, yeah.
It's the worst. Because the flip side of like the weird suspect face that he does is I'll play Siege with him and he will like every now and again, you know, just be playing and thinks he hears someone in the next room. So he'll just turn and fire at the wall and he'll get a headshot on someone because like he heard them or whatever.
Right.
But like
Wallbang 'em.
he'll wallbang him, right? He'll just like turn and get him through the wall, and then he'll go into the chat and write "report me."
Sometimes you gotta be a little
like
toxic.
He's like the worst.
Every once in a while, I want to hit him with like a shot that's like, I'll just like look over, like the quick peek it and like shoot like down 2 hallways and like through a wall and I'll headshot a guy and I was like, I'm hacking, I'm addicted, I can't stop.
Right. He's so awful
I'm
about it.
addicted to it.
I saw a clip of you playing with your friends, like people that I play with too, and they're like yelling at each other about not doing something correctly, and you're ignoring the whole thing. You're just being quiet, letting them argue. And in the meantime, just hear something, turn, shoot through a wall, and kill a guy. And then their argument totally changes to like, why can't you just do that? Just click on their head. Just shoot him in the head. Alfredo said nothing. He's just like,
Dude,
keeps going.
Speaking of Siege, ever since A Good Omen, man, I have like people come in my chat like, dude, Trevor's good at shooters. And I was like,
Yeah, he
I
is.
told you, man. I was like, that first episode, I was like, being a competitive FPS player, doing it professionally, you could tell who's got the raw talent, who doesn't.
Dude, I oscillate. I might have a high average, but man, I swing.
Well,
I
the thing
swing
is,
wildly.
like,
feel
you don't
that.
play FPS games all day, every day,
Yeah.
right? And you don't
Map
play
knowledge.
Siege, and you don't know the maps, and Siege is the biggest learning curve for maps. But like, you could tell if someone just kind of has that raw instinct of like situational awareness, kind of recoil control, and kind of crosshair placement. And I was like, I told you guys that first episode, man. I was like,
The people I want on my team if we're playing as shooters, either Trevor or Ryan. Trevor and Ryan know how to. They are good.
Michael though did pretty well too. He was hot and cold.
That's the
very
but that's
hot,
what I said.
Very
Though.
cold.
That's what I said. I was like, Trevor. I was like, Michael's either gonna like, he's gonna either surprise you or do absolutely nothing in the match.
Right. And like, but recently, just like either yesterday or the day before, we did our last episode of August. And we played Halo.
Yeah.
We played Halo 3.
Oh, yeah.
And, just like, capture the flag, oddball, SWAT, and
Halo
stuff like
3
that.
is so
What?
slow.
It feels so slow.
that is the thing.
After you've been able to sprint once, you're like, why did I go
Halo
back
3,
to that?
it's insanely slow.
like-
Like you feel like Chief is like,
right. He's like 700 pounds.
That
dude.
arm was like, yeah, like a ton. I get it.
like I get it, but it's just like so everything about it. But Michael rinsed.
Yeah.
Like you could tell, like that was the game he played.
I played Halo 3 so much. SWAT was my game type.
I love
Like,
SWAT.
Just
See,
getting
SWAT
the-
I can do.
SWAT's my favorite.
Yeah, I'm like, I can point, I can click. But like, if you're not playing SWAT, if you're just playing vanilla Halo, the gunfights in that are different from every other game. Because this is about just like wearing down that other person's shield and
Yeah.
then like trying to figure out a way to.
And then trying to follow up with
There's no
it.
tactical
For sure.
advantage.
There's
I mean, it's
running
like
around
you just,
rocks
you
and jumping
fire
and,
people,
like,
that's all
You
it
just
is.
fire, or like
I-
melee at the right times, and it's.
I would always throw a grenade first and then hope it maybe took a little bit off to give me the advantage.
Then
and then
you-
And then
sometimes
betrayal
you get it.
booted.
You
how it
take
went.
it works sometimes.
And because it's
sometimes you don't
so
play for an hour.
because it like when I first played Halo 3, it obviously didn't feel slow at all. But now playing it, you're like, this is the slowest shit
Yeah.
I've
Well,
ever
that
played.
was why
Since Reach added sprinting, it's
Well, I
like,
mean, even Reach added sprinting like as an ability.
yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah, you're
you
right.
could only
Yeah.
you
Halo
might
5?
have Reach.
Is
or
Halo
you-
5
or-
everybody can sprint now?
Yeah.
Halo
I haven't
4
played
was
that
the
in a
first
while.
one that
I
everyone
remember
could sprint.
Halo 4.
Reach was either sprinting for the fact that it was just incredible, or armor lock for the
Armor Lock
for
was annoying
dumb
when it
shit.
first came out.
Armor Lock was
Yeah.
fucking stupid. The only point of
Yeah.
the best thing about Armor Lock was you had one of two situations that were great. If someone stuck you, you could Armor Lock
Yeah.
him and fly off of you
Yep.
and maybe stick them back.
That's too niche of a use.
Or if someone was running at you in a ghost,
Yep.
then you'd armor lock and then blow
Yeah.
up. That was the best.
That was fun too.
That
I
was
forgot about
so
that.
much fucking, which sucked originally because like I do vehicles a lot in
Love it.
Halo.
Yeah.
They're so great, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna split this.
Armor
Nope,
lock.
nope.
I
no, I'm not.
always
No, I'm not.
rocked hologram. I always
Yes,
rocked
me too.
hologram
Yeah.
because
Hologram's so
that would what's the game version of doxing people? Like that would you'd be able to figure out where people are so easily
Yeah,
by
you just
throwing
bait 'em.
Yeah.
And bum bait, but
Yeah,
like
that's-
throw it in a room and
I-
and you immediately see how someone tries to go get the assassination on them because they were all greedy for that knife.
I kind of
and then
did
you just
something.
take it out.
Surprise them or catch them like halfway through a clip or during a reload
Yeah.
and whatnot. I did armor lock because you'd be in the middle of a fight and then they would just stall time. And I was like,
Get up behind them.
Oh, that was
Well,
so
that's-
annoying.
I kind of
Very
did something
annoying.
similar to bum bait with armor lock, where I would like be the bait, and I would run around and be like, "Okay, guys, come get me!" And I'd go down like a corner, armor lock, and then my entire team would come out and kill the person that was trying to get me, and then go back to like
Yeah,
the
I'm
place.
like my first ever community video when the Community Hunter channel was a thing was like a bum bait with holograms. It was like leading people down long hallways and then throwing the holograms certain ways so they would turn their back. to you.
Didn't Jeff and Gavin make that too? Bum
I
bait?
don't think so. They made bum bait, but bum bait was you had a second person with you,
Yeah.
and so
Okay.
you would entice them and they'd come up and then.
Your video still exists then somewhere.
It's still out there and it's fucking awful. First off, I rendered it in the wrong size.
Nice.
So it's like
Didn't even check.
that big with black around
Nice.
it, you know?
Oh,
Like,
I'll go back onto the. Do I still have access? I'll go back on the channel and like you can throw in a tag now that gets rid of black borders.
it's hefty. Well, because I edited it,
gonna be like
I captured stuff
240p.
using the Roxio game capture.
Oh yeah.
oh man,
old-
that's old
components,
school.
That's what
Holy shit.
Roxio, and they had their own editing software. And that's what I used to edit the videos. I didn't have Premiere or anything like that. I just edited using that. Like Windows Movie Maker if I was lucky.
Fancy boy.
Yeah.
And like, so I used the
Sony
Roxio
Vegas if you're
software
rich.
and I didn't, and like, so I clicked
torrent it.
export.
Yeah. Torrent
I'm like,
it.
I'm gonna make a community video, like export. And there's like, 20 options. And I'm like, I don't know what any of these mean. I don't know. Like, and like,
Yeah,
and then
dude.
when I played it in like a viewer, it looked fine.
Right.
And I uploaded it. And then it's like this black window of like,
Caleb wouldn't like go. No, hey, just a heads up. He said, it's going up.
it's
That's
going
how
up.
it is.
So it's like
That's how
me
it
and my buddy Andrew. So
Right.
it's just me and Andrew like yelling about holograms and stuff.
Right.
Like this tiny little video. I'm just like, oh,
Oh, jeez.
it's brutal.
That's how it
dude.
is, man. You live and learn. Like I was self-taught editing,
Yeah.
and that's all just because Tim and I were any high school project we had in high school, we were just like, can we make a video out of it? Like,
Yeah.
like, oh, you gotta do a speech for Spanish. I was
essay?
like, can I make a video out of it?
Yeah.
And like we
It's
make a video.
the idea comes first, like the vision for what you want to do, and this is like I think how we all kind of figured it out because I don't think any of us are formally trained in like editing or anything like
Technically,
that.
I am.
Are you?
I got a film degree from UT.
Okay.
So.
But like you backtrack your questions and answers. I'm like, okay, I want to do
This is what I envisioned.
Google or forums or whatever. How do I do that? Okay, I figured that out. Now, how do I do that other thing that's also in my way? Okay, so then you figured out all the ways to get up there to your vision, and you just kind of that's how I added things to my tool belt. And then I was like, okay, how do I do that faster? What's a different way to do it?
There's
And
a
you just-
lot of with the internet nowadays. I mean, the word self-taught isn't. It doesn't really mean that you taught yourself. You use tutorials online.
Yeah,
is easy.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's so much easier nowadays.
It really
so
is.
Yeah.
you would define that. I think that's still. You're not.
I mean, I guess
Someone's
you're
telling
still
you?
getting a lesson from someone
Yeah,
online.
I mean, I was
Yeah,
really
Essentially an
suppose,
online teacher, right?
it's like an online teacher. Like self-taught is like you just take it and
You
figure
figured
it
it
out
out.
yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know. I mean, I think
And
that
there's,
I think
there's
that
definitely some of that in there where it's like, oh, I accidentally did this, but it turns out
I think the
that
term
was
still
good.
applies. If you say you're self-taught, like if you watch tutorials and learn it, that's still kind of self-taught. But like, you know what I mean? It didn't
was
used to be
no-
like that. That you could just
Yeah.
look up all these videos.
Right.
I
Online.
just use self-taught as like you didn't go to school for it.
Right.
You didn't go to
There's
school
no
for it.
structured, program.
You didn't have a structured curriculum. Like you just went online. Yeah.
Listen,
I caught it.
he didn't
No,
have
I
a
caught
structured
it.
curriculum for that. Okay,
You
he's
can still
self-taught.
say curriculum.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I didn't go to school for that word. Yeah, no, you either learn online, you dig through forums,
Yeah.
right? You troubleshoot, like, oh, why is this like this? And now you gotta go Google that.
That was a massive lie I offered Achievement Hunter when I applied. Caleb was talking to
They
me.
knew how to edit.
Applied?
Well, not apply, but when Caleb was like talking to me, and he's like, "And you know how to multicam?" I was like, "Yup."
Absolutely.
Dude,
I think Matt
Not a
taught me
clue.
when
I looked
got
up
here.
so many videos. I looked up so many videos online on how to multicam.
It's so easy, but
It is,
By the
but-
time I got here, I didn't have any projects that necessitated it. So I'm like, Matt, how do you do it? And he goes, oh, easy. Boom, boom, click. I'm like, Oh,
And at that
got it.
point, I was like, "Don't worry, I didn't know we."
None of us do that. We just like,
we were like more than half of
Goddamn
the editing team at a certain point.
not a clue.
It was like
No one knows what they're doing.
Caden, Lindsay, Matt, Jeremy, and I. At a certain point, we were more than half the editors. Were like, who wants to play Destiny?
You figured it out though.
Hey,
Yeah,
we
we
were
learned.
max
Good
light
setup.
level. We did great.
Yeah.
In
I remember
Destiny.
I taught Michael how to edit. Like he came
Yeah,
in
he
because
did.
he was doing rage quits. I edited the first like 5 or 6 rage quits, and then he moved down to Austin, and I was like, all right, you're gonna learn Premiere. I think, or Final Cut. I think Final Cut at the time.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, you're gonna learn Final Cut. And I was like, this is non-linear editing. This is what you're gonna do. Like, here's your intro. Go through. There's a little blade tool. You're gonna trim off stuff you don't need. Click it, delete it. It's gone. Push it together. Make your videos.
And that's why it's so jump cutty, which
Yeah.
gives its signature flavor.
Yeah.
That,
I like
that
jump
jump
cuts.
cutty style I love.
I love
That's
it.
like my favorite.
Yeah.
Dude, go watch the old first few episodes of AWU. Like, because like at the time, vlogging was like the new big thing, and that was one of the reasons why we wanted kind of like a video show on. Like, there were 2 reasons behind it. One, because we wanted to put our face out there so people knew
Right,
who we were.
right.
And then
Which
also,
was very smart to have done that so early
It
on.
worked out really, really well.
Yeah.
And then also, like, that was the new thing, like people talking to the camera, like vlog kind of stuff.
Like, hey guys, what's up?
Exactly.
It's your boy.
And
Oh,
so-
yeah.
Update.
But it was all about like cutting out any breaths or any pauses. You got rid of all of that, so it's all smashed together. Repeating stuff, jumping back in time, going and just moving around. There's a lot of that in the old school AWU. And AWU, I realize now it's the 3rd longest running series at all of Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
It's Red versus Blue, the RT podcast, and then AWU, and that's crazy. to
Hey,
me.
look, that's Jack.
There you go. That's
Look at old Jack.
That's probably
Jack.
Hey, Jeff.
that's probably 50, 60 episodes in. Honestly, that's 50.
Episode 50.
Look at your shelf. Look at your
Yeah,
cool
the
shelf.
I
full of
remember
games up by
floating
magic.
wall.
I remember that being such an enigma to so many people. They're all asking, like, how did they do that?
Yeah.
And it's just the bottom game case is the shelf because there's 2 brackets in it, right?
And then so the taller ones, we had multiple shelves that just stacked where it
Yeah.
made it look like one big one, but it was
Yeah.
actually like because you
Did
couldn't
you
put
end
all
up
the way.
doing that? Was that you or was
It was
this
Griffin and I
Griffin
actually,
and you?
yeah, because she painted the wall, and because we wanted to do the logo up on the wall, and so that was the old school Achievement Hunter logo before we
Yeah.
changed it. And yeah,
That recently was on a hat.
Yeah, we
the
had
old
we had, like, a
school
retro
the box.
when the when the RT box was still doing its thing, we had a Chimona
It's a
throwback.
good hat.
Yeah.
It's a really good hat. I like that thing.
Yeah,
I think we should do a throwback and sell that.
And then someone got that tattooed, and then the logo changed
Yeah.
like a couple days
It was,
later or
like,
something.
literally, like they like showed us the tattoo, and like the next week we like unveiled the new logo, which I think
That's what he gets.
I think it was Brian Beam did the logo. Like Brian Beam, I think he did the new logo.
Here's a huge tip to everyone out there: don't get the Achievement Hunter logo tattooed on you.
not?
like awesome. I
not?
think don't do it.
Why?
Don't do it.
If you're gonna do
I
it,
used to be very anti. Now I don't think we're changing anytime
If you're
soon.
gonna
We've
do
got
it-
trademarks and
I mean,
shit.
even,
on it.
even just if the logo change, I'm
looking
just
to
saying, don't do it.
if you're gonna do it, my favorite iteration of the logo is something I carried into the Achieve line, which to keep it kind of like slightly different because there's Achieve Hunter merch, there's Achieve merch for somewhere right now. This is coming out.
no,
It's coming out. The Achieve merch coming out in like a
Battle
week
Buddy shirt, you
or
can pick
so.
up the Battle Buddy shirt.
Sturgo shirt, you store.ubisoft.com.
Nope.
No, 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 Battle
But
Buddies
but
is
just the
better.
star with the game, the joystick or the game stick or whatever.
Yeah.
Just I like that the simplicity. of it.
Not the circle around it or anything.
Battle Buddies.
I used to be very anti like people getting logos and stuff, and now I'm like, you know what? Like we've been around long enough. Like you know, when it was like 2 years in, people were like, I'm going to attach it. It's like, no. But we've been around for over a decade now. It's 11 years now. It's like, all right, like I've met people that were in elementary school watching our stuff.
Wrong. Achievement Hunter in a few years will commit genocide.
Whoa.
And you are gonna regret that tattoo.
Well, it's funny you mention that because I think about like all the kids now that are like 6 and 7 are about to hit like kindergarten, named Khaleesi or like Khal Drogo.
My name's Daenerys Targaryen
Exactly,
Jones.
Daenerys.
or something. You know?
Like all these kids that like when Game of Thrones came out, like, oh, I'm gonna name my kid Khaleesi. Like, so cute. And now like the show's over. It's like, oh fuck, the ending was so bad. Oh, okay, Khaleesi.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
What do you think
it's
was the
never a
name
great
from
idea.
maybe 20 years ago? What was the name that people used that you would be like, why'd you? Ooh,
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of movies back then.
Oh God.
20 years ago would have been.
Because like, what is a long-running show from like 20 years ago?
It would have been like
that
maybe.
by the time it ended, you're like, ugh, that
Well, I'm
character
trying to think,
really.
like, I guess like 20 years ago was like Jurassic Park, like 95.
Yeah, but that's a
Yeah, that's
film,
not- it's
open
just a film,
close.
you know?
But I'm
like
trying to think of stuff like that. Like, what was the
Yeah.
hotness that people like? Oh, I'm gonna name my kid Malcolm because
Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh,
yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld.
This is Jerry Seinfeld Patillo. He's my son.
Reba.
Reba.
It's me, Reba.
No, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like there were big.
I feel like there wasn't
hits.
stuff like that back then.
I'm
No.
trying to
There
think
was a
like
lot of stuff where it's like we're happy watching this, but nothing that was incredibly.
I'm trying to think long-running series that had a character that totally changed. Like it's hard because Harry Potter, most of the characters that change for the better. They don't suddenly change to be like, oh, I don't want to be named that anymore because they killed a lot of people.
No.
Like
Right.
it's so. Anyway, maybe
Like,
the
yeah,
comments,
now
maybe the
I'm not
comments will
naming
have
my
some
son
ideas.
Draco because of those movies.
Yeah.
Ruined that for me.
But it's like where
Malfoy
was there
Dooley.
like a swath growing number of dorks?
Dooley.
Draco Dooley.
Oh, there you go. So a bunch of people naming their kids Anakin.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
No, read the
that's
title of
pretty
the
good.
article.
Growing number of dorks naming Anakin. Not planning for future.
Growing number of dorks naming their child Anakin.
dorks.
in the title.
But that was
too.
from 4 years ago. I'm confused. Like you would have thought that would have been like early,
Don't
like
name
late
your
90s.
Don't name your kid Anakin.
What about Pee Wee?
Don't name your kid Pee-wee.
Before
There's
you
a
know,
lot of
before
reasons not to
the
name
adult.
your kid Pee-wee.
Like,
The adult
was
theater
there
thing.
a spat in like the 80s where it was like a bunch of kids named Luke and Leia and Han? Like, I don't know. Like,
Well, Luke is also like a more generic name.
true, but
So,
it's like
like,
you
you
see
can
a
get away
spat.
with
Like,
it.
Luke is a
you
fine name.
But you understand,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, that's where it came from. It's like, okay, like there was suddenly,
Biblical.
like you go to elementary school in the
Star
mid
Wars
80s, like,
invented
oh, there's a
the
bunch of
name Luke.
Lukes here. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
I bet you were born around
Cat
77.
that want
huh?
to name stuff after video games. We got cats.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's what those are for.
My cat's name is Arya. With
Yeah,
A-R-Y-A,
exactly.
because she's
Right.
a cat. She'll be
Not
gone
your
in a few
daughter.
years, unfortunately. Yeah, exactly.
My cat's name is Booker from
Yeah.
Booker DeWitt
I've
from
got-
Bioshock.
and I've got-
Scooter from Borderlands.
And
That's
I've
why
got,
they
I've got
named
Coop, Reamer, and Squeak, which
Yeah.
are all basketball, so it's
Exactly.
perfect, yeah.
Like you know, it's
Joseph
just
R.
like-
Cooper Patillo, Doug Reamer Patillo.
And my child is
Squeak
named
Scolari
Jesus Moses Collins.
He's a holy man.
Albus Severus Collins.
I have named my son God.
He's a Buddhist.
I met a kid named Kal-El. His name was his actual name was Kal-El. It was like
Made a
K-A-L
child.
when we
hyphen
did
E-L.
the Ready Set show with
Krypton with Cameron
with
Cuff.
Cameron,
Yeah.
so Cameron Cuff, because he plays Superman's grandfather in the show Krypton.
Dor-El.
No, it's Seg El.
Seg-El.
So
Sorry.
that's all I called
so
him.
much
He kind of
worse.
just walks, like goes around on a Segway. Just
Yeah.
I haven't watched
All right,
I haven't
Krypton.
watched that episode yet. Despite how fun it was to film,
Yeah.
but like when we were filming, because all we did in that episode was have them play Mario Maker, but they couldn't see the screens. Someone else had to describe the level to them. All I did was call him Seg the whole time. He was like trying to describe to me as I was playing. He's like, okay, you're gonna do a big jump coming up, like hold it for like 3 seconds. And I was like, you think I'm timing this, Seg? You think this is what's happening? I was just like yelling at him the whole time.
That's awesome.
Hold it for 3
First
seconds.
name character basis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was awesome.
They were all really good.
Yeah, everyone we had on that set was.
I kind of wish
really
that
fun.
episode did better, but I kind of understand. It
I
was kind
get
of
it, yeah.
an out of the blue Ready Set show. It was like a different set of it. Ready Set show that was at San Diego Comic-Con. It has a totally different premise, and some people that don't watch television or shows, I think the thumbnail has the cast for Pennyworth, which is upcoming.
Yeah,
So like it's perfectly reasonable that
it
people
has
don't recognize.
Paloma in
Yeah,
there.
Paloma Ben and John. What's his name? I forget.
Palomino?
No, the guy who plays Alfred.
Ben Aldridge,
Pennyworth.
Paloma, Faith, and
I'm just blanking
it's
for some reason.
escaping me.
It's- yeah.
We met like 15 people.
Yeah, but they were great. Everyone was great, and it was really fun. We might want to just do that, just bringing the blind Mario Maker challenge into the office.
We could do that.
Yeah, I remember
How
you,
people do
you
it.
texted me like the night before you need to leave with that
You
that
told me
map,
about that.
and
To test
I'm like,
it?
yeah, to test it and see if like it worked, and I'm like, it's like 11:30. I guess I'm gonna do this and figure
Yeah.
out.
11:30 for Matt
Yeah.
Bragg.
Well,
You
I
could have
mean,
been at 4.
yeah.
I didn't text you
Yeah.
at 11:30. I
You
texted
didn't,
you like
but it was
way
like by the
earlier in
time
the
I
day.
had the time to even look at it.
That's
it was
when
like-
Matt Bragg.
You
saw
messaged me
that
back at like
text message.
after midnight. I, was
I
like,
definitely did. 'Cause I was
okay.
Like, it works fine.
He said I only needed to jump once, and I was like, you didn't play it.
I didn't need to jump.
That's not possible.
That's like Neil.
Jack?
He sees the code when it
I
comes
wonder
to
if
Mario.
I put the code for that map in that episode. If not, I'd love for
I
people
think
to
you did.
try it.
I think you
It's either
did.
in the I don't know if it's in the description. I just changed it the other day.
Anyway, Trevor, how are your teeth doing?
They're doing pretty good, but I think they could use some help.
They could probably. This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by Quip. I said that off the top of my head, and that was the first line of the actual ad.
Yeah, I'd
Simplify
say-
the morning and evenings now with a simpler electric toothbrush from Quip. Quip toothbrushes have guiding features that make sticking to good habits simple. A built-in 2-minute timer pulses every 30 seconds to remind you to when to switch sides and clean your whole mouth evenly. Pulses 4 times, do one side, bottom, like the atriums of the heart.
There it is.
Brush heads are automatically delivered on a dentist recommended schedule every 3 months for just $5. Plus, you get a multi-use cover that works as a stand, mounts to mirrors, and slides over your bristles for when you're on the go. I actually like that a lot. Super, because I travel a lot. It's nice to have on me. Why do these features matter? 90% of us don't brush for a full 2 minutes, and 75% of us use old, worn-out bristles that are ineffective. You don't have to worry about any of this when you use a Quip. Quip is one of the first electric toothbrushes accepted by the American Dental Association and have thousands of 5-star reviews as well. Yeah, I love Quip. I got mine recently. I really, really dig it. It's super convenient. I have mine stuck to my mirror, which is super cool, and it's nice and thin. And again, it's super easy to travel because it comes with a little container. You can screw it on. Boop. And it's also normal batteries. It's not rechargeable batteries. So if you need to throw them in your, like your check-in, you can do that because they're not rechargeable. So anyway, it's perfect for getting back into the routine. Quip starts at just $25. And if you go to getquip.com/off-topic right now, you can get your first refill pack for free. That's your first refill pack at getquip.com/off-topic. Check out Quip. It's pretty cool. I like it. There you go. So.
Well done.
Get
Thank you
your
very much.
teeth scrubbed.
Brush your teeth 2 minutes every day.
Sure.
Floss as
I gotta
well.
say,
2 minutes
Jack,
every month.
looking at the camera and stuff like that,
Every month.
the little bit of gray you got in your beard looks good.
It sometimes it looks good. Yeah, it's we talked about this yesterday, where it's like it's down here as opposed to anywhere on the sides. Yeah. And I guess was it you or someone looked it up that this area grows faster, like your chin grows faster than anywhere else, so you lose the melanin or whatever it's called like quicker. So typically it goes white faster than anything else.
What you're talking about.
So you
a lot of hair in that
feel.
chin.
So what I slammed Alfredo with during that during that ad read is one of my favorite things to do if I see someone next to me on their phone going through Twitter. I like to go like, oh, like that, like something that they're
so I was
looking
going
at.
through. There's like a meme going around where it's just like this picture of like the like lunch tables, and people are putting people in.
Yeah.
So Rooster Teeth did it.
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, oh, what are the groups like? I'm just looking.
So I pointed at Alfredo's phone. I went like, oh, and like Alfredo opened up Twitter again to like show me the picture. And I just zoomed out and scrolled down the comments and then just liked.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, there it is.
Right, so people will be like, oh, Alfredo liked my whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see what's
I've
going
done that
on.
where I've accidentally followed people before and
Dude.
immediately have to unfollow.
Oh,
It's like,
I know, it's
shit.
so
I had a
bad.
moment the other day where I was on Twitter and I saw something. It was like a porn-related thing.
Oh,
Right, and then I just started going into the rabbit hole of like these Twitter,
porn.
of like Twitter accounts though that were like just sex.
That's all they
right,
are.
and like I was
18
scrolling. I
plus.
realized I was scrolling through it like, you know what? I'll take a look at this. And I was like, if my finger hits the wrong spot,
hit a
I'm
heart
gonna like
instead
a
of-
retweet or something, and it's
Twitter
gonna be
puts your
bad.
ass on blast.
They do, dude, they do.
Holy shit! The number of times I'm like, what is this fucking nudity on my timeline? Oh, someone liked it.
Yeah.
Liking, replying to things, or simply just following it. If you follow something, it can push that to other people's feeds. Like, I already barely use Twitter because it's an inundation of information. I already am very measured about who I follow because I don't want to. It's not like a friend request. It's like I want to hear from you. I want to hear updates from you. So I try to keep it trimmed so my timelines. Yeah.
You follow mute. Follow mute.
Nah. So because I want to keep it like informative. I want my timeline actually usable. But when it's half now, it's like half. Oh, this obscure follower that you never interact with follows this person, and I'm like, I don't know what this is, or like somebody
random
else
shit.
obscure liked this thing. I'm like, I hide those things as not relevant, and it hides it for a little bit, but like it's just a lot.
You have to like
it
really
reels
take the
it
time
back.
to make lists and shit. Now it's like no one's got time for that shit.
I was in a sticky situation a little while ago, and I think someone else I think you might have been in the same situation.
Yep.
You know,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right. Like, I understand I'm kind of going to call someone out a little bit here, but you'll see what I mean. But like, I was scrolling through Twitter and someone tagged me, I go through my notifications, someone tagged me and they had a picture of them cosplaying.
As you.
And I love cosplay. Like, I love cosplay. I love it. And yes, they were cosplaying as me, as Remy Tim. As my GTA Remy Tim
with
character.
the
Not
purple
as Jeremy
jacket and
Dooley,
the
but-
cowboy
Purple
hat.
jacket, the cowboy hat.
Right.
So they were Remy Tim.
Cool.
And I love that. I always like photos of people like, this is my Remy Tim outfit. I'm like, sick. Awesome. Looks great. So I pull it up and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna like it because I like people that cosplay as Remy Tim. And you know, it's a picture of her and she's in the Remy Tim outfit and everything like that. And then there's a second picture, and the second picture, she's in the full outfit, but the jacket is open and everything's out.
Is it revealing or is it like full
There's
on?
a whiskey bottle edited over the bad
Edited.
bits.
Oh, so like one of
Like,
those,
so
It's
just
just
got
like one of those
pasted
like
on
Twitter
top.
emojis.
The
that
Twitter
they put-
stickers.
yeah.
Right, like the actual image has everything out, but there's a little thing like posted
Sticker
over the
over
top
the-
of it.
Yeah.
And you know, I went to hit like on it, and I was like, this would turn into a whole conversation with Kat. And I mean, it looks great. The cosplay was excellent, and I have nothing against people who do like
Sure.
Yeah.
not safe for work,
Your body, your thing,
cosplay
your-
and stuff
you
like
know.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever works.
Be
for
proud of
you.
yourself.
But like, that was one of those things of I even feel weird sometimes, like on Instagram. I scroll through Instagram
Yeah.
and I like things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I follow people like Jessica Negri
Sure.
and Meg and stuff like that, and I'm like, I want to like this, but is that weird?
Yeah, it's
like,
it's
I like
you-
it.
I want to support and help you out because you're my friend, but also
I don't want to
this
seem
is weird.
creepy,
Yeah,
like you
exactly.
know,
Yeah.
or like I feel like if I'm like on an airplane and I'm scrolling through
That's it.
Instagram,
That's the biggest
Yeah.
thing.
and
That's
someone's
it.
sitting next to me, and I scroll by a picture of Meg, like
Yeah.
not wearing a lot,
Scantily
and,
clad,
like
yeah.
I don't want to be like, I know her, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's all
I know her very well.
Right.
That's
She's,
like-
like, she's very nice. Like, you know what I mean?
Lovely
Like,
person.
That's the
this is-
biggest thing where it's like I'm constantly scrolling through social media in public. And I want to be like, oh,
I've had it where I
my
just
bad.
straight up open Instagram, boom, side boob and ass. I'm like, minimize that because like it's just the top image.
I quit caring about that when I got on a plane. It was for like a 4 or 5 hour flight, and the couple
We're naked next to you.
Yeah, they were. It's
Yeah.
crazy. They just pulled up their iPad, started watching like this porn essentially, and I'm like,
I might as well watch it.
Everyone's like, can I plug in? I wanna-
You got a splitter? Or?
I just kind of sat there.
My
And,
favorite moment with that, with like someone else
called
seeing
hentai.
like
Yeah.
what was on my feed
It's
was
art.
I was on Instagram and I'm scrolling through people's photos and Jessica Negri comes up and she was in a Wario cosplay.
Oh yeah.
And like, I mean, it's very revealing.
Yeah.
Very revealing. That's the thing. I got to it and I wanted to like it because I love Wario.
Yeah.
Right? And like I got to it and I went, I was sitting there like it was in the
Staring
office,
at it
and then
going-
I looked to the side, and Michael was there, and he was looking at me. He was like, "What you looking at?" And like I was like that, and I looked at him, and he just went, "Wow." And it was like my favorite thing. It was so funny.
Oh my
I
god.
just started laughing. like,
Oh
like,
man.
you know, I want to support them.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I just don't want to feel creepy.
Honestly,
doing
like,
it,
it's
you know
weird.
what I mean?
Honestly,
The older you get to, the more you start feeling creepier. Like if I was
Yeah,
a young guy, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's awesome. Like good you. But now I'm like, I recognize I'm a 37-year-old white dude. You know, like
I feel like
looks the
It's the
visuals
same
there.
for anyone of color at 37.
I mean, that's a fair point.
I know, but you know, like
As you get older, the colors blend.
Yeah, but I'm like,
it's all one palette.
because if you're like a 21-year-old cosplayer putting like scantily clad photos, I was like, oh, this guy is 16 years old. That's like, nope, don't want to. Like,
Yeah.
I support you from a distance.
It's a weird thing of like, I want to fully support that without seeming creepy.
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
like a
Well,
weird,
Well, it's also
it's
like,
a weird
it's like
line.
if
to
you were
walk.
in that world, like if you were a cosplayer too, it'd be like, oh, I recognize that's cool cosplay. Like it makes sense because we're in the same universe. But it's like we're far enough away from it that I'm
Yeah.
like, nope, I'm gonna be over
Like,
here supporting you
just-
we're
mentally.
tangential, but like people at the airport, that is a new world for them. This is they are like we understand it. Like we're in that. We're like we shake hands, we collab with all that. But like Joe Schmo walking down the road, what's like this? That's porn. You know, like, it's like, what are you doing?
I've got the solution.
Yeah.
Just make an account called Young Jeremy, It's
Wrong.
fine. And then be like, oh, don't worry, I'm 20. on
Young
this
Jeremy
account.
is
It's
dead.
fine.
He's got a
You
bowl
understand,
cut
if
wig
I
on.
could like pay money to already have all my hair gray and be old, I would. I just don't want to deal with it
you
anymore.
can.
I mean,
It's
technically you
bleaching.
can.
No, I just know that's
Yeah,
what.
I did it not too long ago.
That's
but-
cool, and you should.
Or just age another about 10 years or so, and you'll start
Dude,
getting
a
this.
real step.
I'm excited for the salt and pepper, man.
I've already
Yeah,
got
I can't
some
wait.
started.
I can't wait.
I got some. Yeah.
That's
I
right.
got some on the
Goldberg,
side.
I love it.
Here's getting lighter.
I don't
fucking man.
A real step was taken by Lindsay the other day, though.
Step on you?
Where I was like in the office just
Unfortunate.
doing whatever, and Lindsay, she's like, Jeremy, are you like into cosplay? Like, do you enjoy cosplaying and stuff like that? And I was like, yeah, I do. I just never really.
It's a lot to do.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
time and effort to
do
put
it
into
right.
doing a real,
Yeah.
like really good cosplay.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I was always into that. I used to like dress as Danny Phantom and shit like that. I used to love it. But like, I was like, yeah. Oh, and she's like, okay, good. And that's all she said.
Yep.
That's scary.
She's making plans.
And then she's like, hey, I just want to let you know I messaged Jessica Negri. She's like, I just thought it'd be really funny to have you cosplay some Voltorb.
it's gonna be you. You're gonna be naked. Hold on, go to the wide. You're gonna be naked. You're gonna have some big ball around, and it's gonna be way high up
Or
on
it's
the.
just a table with my head, and like the top
Yeah.
is red, and I'm just
And
like,
just Jessica's like,
But,
like sitting over
and
you.
Lindsay shows me her like Twitter messages or whatever,
Yeah.
and she like messaged Jessica Negri. She's like, hey, how would you feel about having Jeremy be a Voltorb like in a Pokemon photo shoot? And it was like 8 messages from Jessica of
yes,
all
please.
capitals, ha ha, like 7 messages, like ha 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 ha. That is the best thing ever. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Do you want to cosplay? You're a Voltorb. It's the ball.
Good
I
lord.
imagine just like
He's
a
gonna
beach
have
ball
you just
they
like
painted,
cradle
yeah.
yourself butt naked and then
Right.
paint you.
Just make me pissed.
Yeah. That's when you have Kat with you on the set that day. Be like,
Right.
make sure she's hanging out
Like,
nearby.
you're nearby.
Yeah.
You're nearby.
But
Yeah.
speaking of watching and I'm making like a little bit of a jump, but watching and supporting stuff. I just wrapped, and I don't know if any of you guys listen to other podcasts or know about the McElroy Bros or anything like that, but I just wrapped the Balance arc of their D&D campaign, which is like 69 episodes. And I think they release it every other week, so it's like years of content.
Yeah.
It was like it's got me way deep back into the D&D stuff. Like I want to find a
Yeah.
campaign. Like I want to get Lewis back going. Like I just want to play D&D.
D&D.
Freaking Mika was on Critical Role.
Yeah, I saw that. I
Yeah,
didn't get
that's
that.
her. That was
I
awesome.
was part of her first D&D campaign ever.
Yeah.
She's on freaking Critical Role.
Yeah.
Jesus, Mika.
That's
She's jealous of all
She
of her.
brought out like this
Is-
giant bag of dice and just went. She's like, I'm in.
That is by far, D&D is by far the thing that has like eluded me. Like I've never done it, and I watched it, and I have that, and you know, I have that initial reaction of I see people playing D&D,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Nerds.
You would be great at it because once you realize D&D is just improv
Yes.
with a loose
Yeah,
theme
it
to
really
it,
yes.
it's like, oh.
And the thing is, I love like role playing and
Character
acting
playing,
and
Yes.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like I fucking love like pretending to be someone I am not.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that.
We
Yeah.
came up with it. We
But,
came
like-
up with a role playing thing today that I'm very excited
yeah.
about if we get
And like
going.
I just
That's
never
gonna be
played
awesome.
D&D. I've never done
Yeah.
it except that one time I was on Heroes and Halfwits as Zorma.
Listen to Adventure Zone. It's like I love Griffin DMing because I've played with a lot of different DMs and they're all great in their different ways. And some people are more technical about rolling and stats and fighting and all that. But some are like way more lenient on your improv and you want to like kind of go off over here and like, well, I want to do that over there. Or like you have an idea and they let you
And, like, give it a shot.
You make your own kind of reality. They kind of bat you along and guide you along the narrative.
Yeah. Once you realize your
but,
DM,
like-
once you realize the guy running it or the person running it isn't actively trying to kill you the whole time. Like as a matter of fact, they typically want you to stay alive just to
Right,
keep
right.
the story going. Once you realize that, it's like it's a game, but it's a loose like interpretation of what a game is.
That's why I think
Like,
I would like
you
it
get
if I
so
tried it.
much more
Yeah.
comfortable in it.
See,
It's like,
that's-
all right.
Well,
sweet.
the other actually I played it twice, and the other time I played it was an Extra Life, and my DM was Ben.
Oh yeah.
And I know Ben is. I don't know if he's over there
Ernsty?
right now. Ben
No,
Ernst,
I think he might be over here. He's working on some Vicious Summer
but
stuff.
he's like really into D&D, like
Yeah.
super into it, and like he's great.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
I love Ben. So
Yeah.
you know,
See,
it's
that's
just
like the only time I ever played it was with, like my buddies. They were super into it, and I was like, "Yeah, cool. Never really heard of any of this. Don't know much about it." they assumed I was not trying, but I was just improvising my whole character and doing a bunch of dumb shit with it. And they're like, all right, well, if you're not going to take this seriously.
Yeah,
I'm like,
some people are more.
I'm sorry,
like,
I'm taking him on a magical quest to do dumb shit. Let me have my
So
fun.
you're not taking fighting this troll on a dragon's back seriously, damn it.
I like straddling that line of like taking it seriously, but then also like my kind of humor. Or just like, you know, from my background and everything. Or like, well, Lou will be like, oh, we gotta fight this golem. I'm like, I'm finna hit him with a firebolt. Like,
or like we had this long this is like not this in particular, it was not a series or anything. This is something that Fredo and I did.
Yeah, we had a personal like
Lewis.
D&D group with like, it was like, Lewis was the DM, it was you,
Kayla Milton joined in from sales.
Yep.
Jackie was
there, my girlfriend.
There was Wayne.
Wayne was there.
Wayne was there for a bit, and then
he
got busy with his other stuff. But basically, like we had this other thing going every other Thursday or so, where we just kind of like have a loose world, and he'd kind of guide us along. And eventually, we got to a point where we're like, you had a chicken named Kanye. You had made him a little scarf.
Well, because like we went like we did the whole like setup, or just like, oh, everyone's meeting each other. Then you know we went and did like a little quest, and then he's like, okay, cool. Now we're gonna go to this town. And I was like, oh, what's to do in this town? Like Trevor and I were like, what can we do? Yeah. And he's like, oh, there's merchants, and there's this training and chicken races and this and that. I'm like, chicken races. Like, I want to hear more about that. And I go over, and he's like,
bet on chicken races.
Bet on chicken. I bet on like chicken number 4. Chicken number 4 won, and then Lewis is just like, here's your gold, you won. And then I just threw at him. I was like, I want to buy chicken number 4.
Dude, and this chicken
that's how I play D&D.
That's why I went in chicken. That chicken was worth all your gold.
It was.
And then these thugs came up, and they were like, that was like the cult of the town or whatever, the baddies of the town. And I was like, I was a halfling, so I'm like 4 feet tall, but I'm like fronting up on him like as your guard, but I'm like half your height.
Trevor's like this halfling character, and all of his attacks is like, ee!
It was very Fern inspired.
Yeah.
It was very Fern. And they were like, give us all your money or whatever. They were like threatening you because they just saw the transaction.
Yeah.
And I, without a thought, I like rolled. And I got like a really high roll, and I went and slit like the Achilles heel of one, and went up like towered up the other one, and like held a knife to him. I was like, "You got nothing!
Like, don't you dare!"
And, like, they called the cops on us. Lewis was like, he's like, "All right," and like Lewis had like the mayor reprimanding us, and like he was actually like,
I love that,
dude. That's how I play D&D. I play along, but I also am just like, I don't know. I grew up in the hood, so I'm just like,
it's really why I think I would love it if I ever did play it. Like, because when I stream and stuff, like I recently have been playing a fuck ton of Binding of Isaac. I'm addicted to that game right now.
You're playing Rebirth.
Playing a lot.
Rebirth. Like, I've been playing a fuck ton of it. And like, I was playing it on stream, and there's like, all these different items that you can get in the game. But one of them is just a dead bird that just is on your head.
Dope.
And then like, if you get hit, the bird comes to life and attacks stuff. And like, will attack things for you. Cool. And I'm like, it's awesome. And like, so I started playing now with like, name him Boris. I was like, your name is Boris, the dead bird. I love you. And like, we're playing and stuff like that. And then later on, if I'm playing the game at a different time and I get the bird, the whole chat's like, Boris is back! And like, I love that.
It's so fun to do like dumb
these
shit.
narratives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's fun to role play.
And that's all D&D.
That's all D&D. And like going back to it, like, all right, to be fair, Kanye, he worked out for us. We had to chase down this griffin, this
was our
griff
bait.
creature, and we used him as bait. And then I put a little, I rewarded him by giving him a little scarf, like, and it was Kanye the chicken. I named him Kanye. But like,
AKA Yeezus.
One of my favorite experiences is the first time I played D&D. Like I said, Lewis is the DM, and Lewis is very much like, I'm gonna set the atmosphere. Like, I'm very like intricate. And
he's a
particular
good
with everything.
storyteller.
And the first time we played D&D was with Lewis DMing. Trevor's by my side, Jackie, etc. And Lewis is like, I gotta set the mood. We're in Trevor's house.
The first time was Lou's Airbnb.
Yes. So I think it was the second time.
Yeah.
We're at your house.
Okay.
We're at Trevor's house, and Lewis sits there and he goes, nah, the lighting is not right in here. So Trevor gets up.
I'm running all around my house. He goes, that one. No.
Turns off this light, and Lou goes, no. We need that light off. So Trevor's like,
too warm. Too light.
And then Lou's like, nah, turn the other one back on. So then Trevor comes all across, sings a little bit. So Lewis has Trevor going all around the house, send the ambiance for this D&D session.
He's like, too bright, too warm. just right.
I was losing my shit.
That's so
I
funny.
was having Trevor run around his own house.
And then the small pouch of like solid bronze dice. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's gonna scratch the shit out of my table.
My table.
But like, man, it's fun stuff. And like Jack was alluding to, like this morning was rife with creativity. We just like, we have so many really cool ideas, from like big stuff to small stuff, things we can do like in a week from now, things we would have to
end the show. Damn it!
post show,
Yeah,
things
but
we
I
could
got,
do
like,
like
a whole-
in
like a whole
months
night
from
show.
now. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm just drunk on content. I just want to make shit.
Honestly,
Yeah.
the biggest issue we have with Achievement Hunter is timing. Is like
Yeah.
is the problem. Like we have so many projects coming up all the time. That's like getting all of us together. We had all 10 of us together the other day. I just now realized it. We were doing the juggle thing. That was everyone who had a desk.
Everyone in the main office was
and that was
crazy
the
to
first
think about
time we've
that.
had all 10 of us together in months,
Yeah.
probably. And
Well, a couple weeks. We had a little window there, but yeah.
But
it's
it's
rare.
not
That
was the
ever
first
enough
time
to
we
make
really-
content.
yeah, but so the idea of like we want to do this new thing, this new role playing thing, where it's going to be like 2 different groups, and it's like the idea of trying to get those groups together as solid groups, and then at one point making them blend. Fuck, that's going to be difficult, but
Yeah.
I want to try it because
Yeah.
it sounds like it could be a lot
I
of fun.
think what we're gonna be doing here soon, like Jeff is out right now. He's doing he took the day to go write and like be creative and
He's got a lot
stuff.
of things, a lot of ideas.
He wants to just put it down on paper.
That's the way Jeff is.
But
Yeah.
what we'll probably be doing here in the near future, and I hate to tease it too early, because I don't want to like not deliver. But I want to do, and he wants to do. We all want to do like another pilot week where we just make shit. And we see what the audience is really interested in. And whether it's one thing, none of the things, all of them, like we just want to try some new stuff and see what lands, because
like
like
an Achievement Hunter pilot week. Not
Yes.
I mean, we've had
Yes.
like Rooster Teeth pilot weeks.
That's what I
but
mean.
It's like, here's 5 shows over the course of a week. Like, what if we did a show where it's a podcast about this? What if we did an episode where like it's a video, like Ready Set Show, but different people, something like that.
Sure.
Where it's like,
or even like
try
a
different
gaming
stuff.
thing.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like
And
games
so-
where we play these specific type of games, and like
Yeah.
that's the series.
And
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
today we were talking about
I'd want
even
it really
like
good.
RTS. Like I would love to play like old school Warcraft 3 or StarCraft 2.
You were thinking like how best to do that,
Yeah.
and like give a reason for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so we're trying to think of concepts to be able to do stuff like that. And
yeah, it's tough to like maintain the level of content that we have on 2 different channels while also offering up something new. So there will be, when this happens, when it happens or whatever, there will be times where we have to kind of offset some of that content. I'm not saying Gmod or Minecraft, those big hitters are going to disappear, but
Yeah.
like there will be times where like something has to pull back just a little bit so that way we can try something new. That doesn't mean that things are, ending or whatever, but like I don't know. I'm just really stoked on like a bunch of ideas that we
I mean,
have.
just realize like we're content creators and we're passionate about
Yeah.
trying new
Yeah, yeah.
things, and we've got all these ideas like circling around our minds, and everyone's getting hyped about it. We just want to try new stuff.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if
You
you
don't wanna
like
get
it,
stale.
cool. If you don't like it, totally
The
fine.
process of
Sure,
figuring
you know?
out
Yeah.
what works is it means going through a lot of things that don't work.
yeah.
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 But eventually you'll
It always,
so we like to try things.
it always
Yeah.
sucks so much when you're so passionate and happy with an idea and then that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like, that's always
Tell me
the
about
one
it.
that's-
Been there.
Yeah. Ultimate Alliance. Watch Ultimate Alliance. Go back. Watch like 100,000 more times.
Sorry,
I just
Jack,
wanna
I'm
play
so
it again.
sorry for your
Oh,
loss.
so much fun.
It's tough to find like where passion meets what works sometimes, and but honestly, like we've talked about it before, and I don't want to get too preachy on it, but like or too cliche even, but like when you like content, if you like content, honestly, leaving a comment, letting us know, or simply just hitting the like button. We have the like button on the website, like button on YouTube. It's the easiest thing, the quickest thing for you guys to do at home. It's the standout thing that like we see that at a glance. We read all the comments. So honestly, like if you do have time to leave a comment on what is working, what you would like to see improved, whatever, like that means the world. But really the biggest thing is sharing it. Like if you have friends and family, like introduce them to Achievement Hunter. We have a bunch of the best of series that might be good introductions. Animated, animated. That was for me, for a lot of online creators, even like Markiplier back in the day, like watching animated is like an easy way to swing into content. But obviously, wherever you feel like it makes sense, like if there's a series that you like and you want to help support, like it means all the world to us.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah, and
So-
your support in general is always awesome. Like we love the stuff we do, and including which supporting a brand new video game that's coming out that
Hey,
came
man,
out
like
this
Mr.
week.
Circle. That'd be a good game to support. That'd be really cool of you. That'd be awesome. No.
I'm ready to kill some
Yeah, no,
chicken.
it comes out August 13th is the release
Well,
date.
it's out. It's out. If you're watching this
If
right
you're
If
now,
you're watching
now,
this
yeah,
right now,
yeah.
it's already out.
so go pick it up.
legitimately-
Steam.
Really love that game.
It's great.
It's fun.
Like
game.
again, I've stated this before. It's really hard to listen to any of us in Achievement Hunter talk about Vicious Circle and go, yeah, they're telling the truth. Yeah, they're like they really do love this because like
we're very clearly
it's made
biased.
by Rooster Teeth. We're clearly biased, you know, because it's made by Rooster Teeth. Legitimately, if it was a game that wasn't made by Rooster Teeth, I would love playing it. I really do like it. I like that asymmetrical gameplay that it has.
Well, here's the thing. We play
fun.
a shitload of video games, and we know what works and what doesn't work. And like the games team came to us, and they're like, "Hey, help us balance this. Help us. Like,
Right.
what do you know? Like, what can you do?" And they've been very receptive to the stuff that we've told them.
They've been working on this game for years. It's gone through so many iterations of concept
we played it
and
when it
play
was
style.
very different.
Yeah,
yeah.
and I'm so fucking proud of that team. They did
a great
such
job.
a fantastic
Great
job.
job.
And once again, I know we're biased, but like honestly, like I had so much fun. I was worried personally that like because it is that uncooperative style, like where you can screw each other over, steal each other's bodies, or like you could teleport out before I teleport or
worst.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like
What are you talking
The
about?
worst.
He is.
I don't know how to play the game.
I was worried that I'd feel like screwed over constantly, but it's so fast paced. You're always back in the next round.
Yeah.
That you're just like, fuck it, who cares? I'm having fun. Like,
It's like within 2 minutes you're back into another.
Yeah.
one. It's not a huge.
And you're never out. There's not like you're dead and you sit there like
Right.
spectating. You're
Yeah.
always playing. So
Yeah.
anyway, that being
You
said,
can always win at any moment.
we're about to go into Vicious Summer.
Watch it right after this.
If you're watching this
right
live-
after this.
if you're watching live, or if you aren't watching live, it will stay up on the website and probably on Let's Play.
There you go.
You
So
can-
I'm going to be hosting it with Chad. And we're going to be doing it's like
gonna be lots
6 hours
of nuggets.
Vicious Circle. So lots of fun.
I'm so mad I'm not here for
I
it.
can't wait.
We
to
got
kill
friends
some
from
chicken.
we got friends
You're
from
not here.
Funhouse.
I'm taking over.
Damn it!
Yeah, we got a lot of different people here. It's gonna be
I'll
lots of fun.
kill him for you.
Troy
don't worry.
Baker's here. We got some guys from.
Troy-
Fuck! I love Troy, but damn
Troy
it!
Baker. Beer?
We got Joe and Steve from Valley Folk. We have. I'm just blanking right now because it's the last minute.
Any kind of funny guys?
No kind of funny guys. They're busy right now. Yeah, 3 people from Funhouse. We got the RT cast. We got obviously some Achievement Hunter folks, and we got Dorian from Collider. We got a lot of people that are friends and family of the Let's Play group.
It's gonna be fun. So check it out. It's gonna happen right now. Otherwise, hey, thanks for watching the podcast.
We're gonna go to the post show here.
We're gonna go talk about other things. Thanks for watching. Thank you for supporting us over all these years.
Thanks,
We love
everyone.
you
Bye, guys.
very much.
Bye-bye.
Catch you
Bye,
later.
Yeah, we're
everyone.
going. See you next week.
Or not.